How's it going, folks? Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday evening, or morning, or noon, or otherwise. John Pork, Truth Nuke. 21 with the first. Welcome in, 21, Amphi, V1, and Nerdy Trans Girl, an exclamation mark. Welcome in, folks. New Slay the Spire patch focused on multiplayer. 3 new multiplayer cards per character and a colorless card. Really? Let me hit that good old update button. Apologies if stream starts freaking out because of that. Beta patch notes. Interesting. New Aeon Glass animation looks crazy, bro. Let's see. Buffed Torchhead Amalgam? Is that, that's the guy that the queen spawns, yeah? Why is the screen black? Have you tried turning on your phone? She hang on my Chad till I photo? What's up, Smashy? Do you think lossless black ++ is possible? This is gonna sound like I'm setting up a joke, but I'm saying it 100% seriously. Lossless black C++ is possible in the same sense that, like, winning the lottery twice is possible. Obviously, the odds are not that bad. But lossless black deck C++ is not a matter of skill. It's just a matter of running it enough times until you get lucky enough for everything to fall in place. Because I mean, even for the best players of all time, just the way that black deck is formatted, there are seeds where you can get unlucky enough where you play everything perfectly and you still die. And I think it's the only deck where that's not like a 1 in 1,000 games occurrence. It's really easy. Just press unlock all. Yeah, but that's not C++, bro. V1, I appreciate the hydrate. Drink up Sokus Fok. That's crazy. Really wish multiplayer health scaling got buffed. Isn't the multiplayer health scaling the fact that you have more than one player? Like, that's the health scaling that you get? If you're talking about players. Oh, multiplayer health scaling got buffed. You're talking about enemies. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not terrible. I feel like that wouldn't be a horrible idea. I ain't gonna lie. How about Plasma, Golden Needle, and Jokerless? Well, Jokerless you can't do C++ on, so that's just purely impossible. Lossless. Plasma C++ lossless, I think, is definitely doable. I think there's just nobody that could do it right now in the community aside from, like, Doc. I mean, that's true of... Based on the data that we have, that's true of everybody in the community, but I think there exist people who could get C++ on a deck if they, like, locked in and didn't play more than one game, like, per day. Right. I think everybody who I have heard about that's, like, a fantastic player who has lost C++ lossless has not lost it because they're a dogshit player. They've lost it because, like, oh, I stopped paying attention for half a second on this, like, kind of hard run. And now that's 30 games down the drain. But I think Plasma deck is, like, you would literally just have to be Doc to beat that C++ lossless. Because Plasma, not only is the playstyle just so weird, and so winning Plasma itself is already difficult, but also, like, it's kind of hard to take jokers that do nothing on Plasma deck unless you get, like, an unbelievable build. I can't talk. And that's exactly what C++ wants you to do, right? Golden Needle C++. I mean, we're assuming Golden Needle is just a white stake sticker on everything since it's challenge deck. I think that's also impossible for the same reason that black deck is not impossible, but I think it's super unlikely for the same reason that black deck is. Because Golden Needle is very much like, if you don't get a Molt Joker in your first chop, like, you just lose and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, full stop. Hey, man, what's up, boy? Welcome in. Shock, turn on the news, any channel. They fucking slayed the second Spire. It's tragic, bro. Challenge deck don't give stake stickers, though, right? Yeah, but the idea is, like, I guess, that you would beat Golden Needle with every Joker. Exclamation mark with 120 stream streak. That's big, bro. Thank you for that. I hate the plus chips to X-Molt pipeline. You know what's really going to fuck you up is the fact that I think that pipeline is not real or true in like 50% of games. I think 50% of games, there's just literally no reason to pivot X-Molt on Plasma. And I'm going to get some chatters in here that say I'm wrong for that, but I mean, it's, bro, it's just how it is. On half of Plasma deck games, you're just not supposed to pivot out of chips, full stop. On the other half, you're either supposed to pivot from chips to X-Molt or you're supposed to be like full X-Molt, but I mean, there are a lot of Plasma deck seeds where you just chips max and it's fine. Unless you get like Vessel, and even then it's probably fine because like you can hold a Luchador on Plasma deck semi-easily. Is Golden Needle on Gold Stake harder than Black Gold if stake challenges get added? Yeah, and it's like not close. Vessel needs 1,500 chips per hand. What do you mean? That's what I'm saying. But you can probably hold a Luchador on the majority of like Plasma deck runs that even make it that far if you're like a good ass player. Did you see the new Spire update, Insane Multiplayer update? You're like the third person already to you're like the third person already to point that out. I was like halfway through reading the patch notes. Not even halfway through. I was like 2 seconds through reading the patch notes. And then I just got sidetracked talking to chat. I can agree on that, though. For multiplayer, you should probably not pivot to chips. Yeah, for multiplayer, you're supposed to pivot X-Molt all the time, but X-Molt is like... Or multiplayer is like its own separate meta. Is Plasma the deck where you avoid taking a random early Eternal the most? I don't think so, honestly. I think with the way Plasma deck early game works, you can afford to take... I think Doc would argue with me about that, because I was in Doc's stream the other day, and I think he said something about not liking early Eternals on Plasma deck, but I think with the way early game in Plasma deck is structured, if you win a bunch of money, or if you make a bunch of money in Plasma deck early game, that increases your odds of getting a broken Plasma deck Joker quite a bit. And so I think making money in the early game is really good. And so if you see an Econ Joker that's really good in the early game, that's an Eternal, I think you're supposed to pick it up still. You can win Ante-2 without any Jokers. You can win Ante-2 without any Jokers, but if you're winning Ante-2 without any Jokers, you're throwing, just full stop. Because Econ pieces exist. Shock, yesterday I locked in and brought my completion percent to over 80%. That's big, bro. Still stuck on black deck, though. That part's tragic. You'll get there, though. Spire getting updates twice a month, and then we have Balatro. Well, Spire's in beta, so they're supposed to be getting updates. Balatro's no longer in beta. Copium, copium, copium. I'm just glad they nerfed tracking. Silent is now a somewhat okay character. Bro, they nerfed tracking? How is Silent supposed to do any damage now? Okay, let me get to these patch notes. Jesus. Okay, I saw the Aeon Glass thing. They did some balance changes for how Doom is structured. They nerfed Colossus? Oh my goat! They only nerfed it by 1 block. It's not the end of the world. That's still, Colossus is still going to be extraordinarily strong. Setup Strike got a buff. That's kind of crazy. Crimson Mantle got nerfed. The upgrade didn't get nerfed, but the non-upgraded Crimson Mantle got nerfed. That's really tragic. I'm not going to lie. Howl from Beyond got a damage boost. I don't even remember what that does, so I'm going to keep it a buck. Reworked Outbreak card. From every 3 times you apply poison, deal 15 to all enemies. They reworked it to whenever you apply poison at all, deal 3 damage to all enemies, 4 on the upgrade. I feel like that's still extraordinarily good, right? Outbreak is like an unbelievably good card, I feel like. Please, for the love of God, tell me you're joking. How is the defensive character supposed to do damage with the best DOT? Bro, I'm not that big of a fucking idiot, man. I know I'm not the best Spire player in the world, but I'm not completely trolling. They nerfed tracking to weak enemies take 50% more damage from attacks. I feel like in the vast majority of runs, jokes aside, that only matters in multiplayer. In multiplayer, tracking is an unbelievable card. In single player, it's like, all right. It's good if you upgrade it. I'll give it that. In single player, if you upgrade tracking, it's like actually pretty decent. But 2-cost tracking, even when it doubles damage in single player, is like, this is like cool, I guess. It's all right. It buffs everyone? I'm almost certain it does, yeah. I could be talking out my ass, but I swear I've been playing non-silent and gotten double damage boost in multiplayer. I could be completely talking out my ass. Streamer, let's say this. You walk into first shop, plasma deck with $7. Shop is crazy and rental summit. You open buffoon pack and see eternal rental Steven and eternal walkie. Do you take walkie? First shop, plasma deck with $7. Shop is crazy and rental summit, and I open buffoon pack and see 2 dogshit jokers. Nah, I probably just skip, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's an unfortunate skip, but I probably just skip. Tracking is like the silent card other than accuracy phantom blades. It is the meta currently. Fumes footwork less so. It's needed a nerf since launch. That's a crazy take to me. Granted, again, prefacing, never played A10 in my entire life. But footwork and fumes are both like auto win on silent. I feel like tracking is definitely not auto win. Do not call Steven dogshit. That is my son. I'm sorry, but like, you know. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying. I gotta go now. I still have to complete the 8 hells of Blackback Gold Stake. Well, good luck, boy. Appreciate you. Dog shit, son. Will you be streaming today? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Is Slay the Spire too good? I played the first one and got confused a whole lot. I did have a few hours in it though, which were fun. Yeah, I liked Slay the Spire. I'm liking Slay the Spire quite a bit. I think it's really good. Anticipate. The upgrade dex has been increased. Cool. Flick Flack got a damage buff. Cool. Regent. Devastate damage increased. I don't remember what that is. Divine Destiny got buffed. Don't remember what that is. It says Star Gain increased from 6 to 7. I'm assuming that's like the one ancient buff from your original relic. Just contextually. Buffed Resonance. Star cost decreased from 3 to 2. Don't remember what Resonance is. Spire to Resonance. Is this the AoE one? I'm hoping this is not the AoE one. Gain 1 strength, all enemies lose 1 strength. That'll be pretty... Is that a 0 cost or is it a 1? If it's a 1 mana, this is still going to be like whatever. It's a 1 mana. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to care about this still. If it was a 0 mana, that's like a crazy... I mean, if it's 0 mana, it's already crazy. 1 mana, 2 star. Gain 1 strength, enemies lose 1. I feel like that's just whatever. What's up, party people? What's up, Sin Puyo? Welcome in. I think it's 1 mana, 3 stars before. Yeah, it's 1 mana, 3 stars. I feel like 1 mana, 2 stars, it still doesn't matter. I mean, that's cool for like Stardust, but... I mean, if you're running Stardust, you're just winning anyway. And furthermore, if you're running Stardust, you care about the strength buff way more than you do taking 1 away from your enemies. Like, whatever. Haunt got a buff, I feel like is a little crazy, no? Soulstorm got a buff as well. Is Soulstorm the win con where it's like you get X amount of extra damage based on how many souls you've used? Why are they buffing Necro, man? What? I don't know, man. Bro doesn't know Necro fucking sucks right now? That just cannot be true, bro. That just cannot be true, full stop. Every time I've played Necro, again, not an A10 player. Every time I've played Necro, it's felt so good. What? Necro sucks, especially against Aeon. Yeah, but that's a problem with Aeon, because, like, everything sucks in an Aeon. I guess Silent does. Only Silent does, in theory. In A10. Okay, yeah, I can see that. You play on white stake, of course it's good. I'm on like blue stake right now. Okay, they nerfed Compact's fuel to where it no longer draws cards. Upgrade changed from increasing card draw to granting 1 additional energy. So fuel doesn't draw cards anymore. Not gonna lie, that's a needed change. That's a needed change. Fuel drawing cards was crazy. Compact had to be nerfed because it was so good against Aeon. I mean, even that aside, I feel like Compact is crazy. That shit gives you block and cards and mana in status builds, which already feel really good, at least to me. What does Fuel do? Fuel used to be a 0-cost card that gave you a mana and drew you a card, but you could only get it into your hand out of, like, turning statuses into it, essentially. Born Yorn? Welcome in, Bus. They buffed Momentum Strike. Who cares? Maybe that's significant. The upgrade does 15, maybe? I don't know, man. Changed Scrape. No longer discards cards whose energy costs are temporarily set to 0 by global temporary effects. Oh, so they buffed Scrape. With, like, potions. Not bad. And then changed Shatter card. Now Exhausts. Don't remember what Shatter is at all. Oh, is that the one where it's like you channel Glass and get block? Shatter, Slay the Spire 2. Oh, this is the evoke all your orbs twice thing. Yeah, no, okay, that's deserved. That's deserved. That's deserved. Yeah, that was a crazy card for sure. And then all the multiplayer stuff. Added Midnight, rare attack, costs 12, deal 99, 120 on the upgrade, costs 1 less for each card exhausted this combat by anyone. That's really funny. Blaze is an uncommon 2-cost skill. Give another player 5 strength or 7 on the upgrade. That's kind of crazy. For 2 cost on Clad, though, Clad has mana gen. They have the one lose HP gain 2 at common, right? Or is that an uncommon now? I don't remember. But they have mana gen, so I think that's fine. Outrage, uncommon attack, costs 0. Deal 9, add a copy of this card into everyone's discard pile. I already know motherfuckers are going to be taking this when every other character does not care about that. I already know motherfuckers are going to be taking Outrage just to troll. I already know, man. Buffed and slightly reworked Tank. Take 50% additional damage from enemies. Allies take 50% less damage from enemies. So they made you take 50% additional instead of take double. That, I feel like, makes sense. Because Tank kind of blew ass. Flankings are rare now. I saw somebody... Alright, I don't care enough about multiplayer to read all of the patch notes in depth. We'll get to that when we get to that. Nerfed enemy block scaling in 2-player multiplayer. Boo! Give us a challenge. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway. I mean, it looked like there was some fun stuff in there. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. How does one blow ass? There's no peanuts there. I can't believe such a joke has not already been made. But I still have to -2 it, just because it's so such low-hanging fruit. Which, to be clear, I mean, don't get it twisted. I make a lot of low-hanging fruit jokes myself, but I mean, I'm the streamer, so I have the ultimate authority on -2s. Anyway, let's play daily games, shall we? Plan for the day, daily games, and I guess we're grinding out white stakes, since we already beat all the challenge decks. That's probably the angle. Because we're not doing this lossless anymore. If we were doing it lossless, we'd probably grind out black deck and then grind out plasma and then go from there. But we're not doing it lossless, so we probably just go white stake and then just increase the stakes. Pot calling the kettle black, SMH. Yeah, but the difference is one of those is a lot bigger than the other. More. I don't know if that makes sense contextually. I'm trying to saying that it's my stream so that I can do that, and you just have to deal with it. I'm officially in Tekken ranked hell. RNGeedle is now canceled now, right? I mean, people have been yapping about how it's like vibe coded, which like don't get me wrong, I like the RNG quite a bit. I think it's funny. But if it's on the other hand, if it's AI slop, then yeah, probably we're gonna rotate that out. Probably. Play Spyrdle? I'm not playing Spyrdle. They don't... First off, I'm not... I've said it many a time before, and I'm saying it again. I'm not good enough at Spyrdle for it to be at all entertaining, because it's essentially just me guessing one card, and then once the stats pop up, I just, like, look at chat, and I'm like, what could this be? So that's kind of stupid. But more so than that, they just don't update that shit. So much is wrong in the Spyrdle. So I just don't care. It took Belanos like 8 times to get it. Yeah, and Belanos probably knew exactly what it was just because it's the Spyrdle, yo. I'm not even gonna lie, that's like so fair. All right, anyway, let's go for daily games on that note. No Balatro. Oh, Balatro. Gotcha. Took Belanos 8 to get the Balatro. Yeah, we'll see about that, man. They haven't encountered a guy like me on the Balatro, except they have, because I play it every day. But that's besides the point. Balatro for the day. We got the throwback opener. It's the clear winner here. $6 uncommon, not RNG, not scaling, nothing to do with molt. So it's a $6 like we can guess creation or chips. It's not chips presumably because it's not scaling. So we'll go 6 cents. It's not creation. We'll go econ. It's gift card. It is econ. This is troubadour. No. I'm not gonna remember what this is, but we've at least narrowed it down. Is it trading card? I'm too lazy to see if this is the correct amount of characters. Trading card in 4. That's not bad, man. That's not bad. I feel like that's pretty good. Hooray. It's quote-unquote economy. I feel like that's not a quote-unquote angle, man. Also, what is with my camera? It's fucking focusing so bad. Bear got stuck on it being $6. Did Bear not know that trading card was like $7 or $6? Do you think it was like $7 or something? You can't lock in too hard on that, which I know is hypocritical because I lock in on shit like that all the time. That and it being econ, that point is crazy to me because I think of trading card as an econ joker more than I think of it as a deck fixing joker, which I know is counterintuitive because the $3 does not matter nearly as much as the deck fixing, but I think of it first and foremost as an econ joker for sure. It's mostly deck fixing, but I mean, hey, 3 bones is 3 bones. Well, they also don't have like a deck fixing category strictly. So like, what else are you supposed to think of it as? Would I guess be where I'm coming from? Are we allowed to backseat your dailies gameplay? I don't really look at the chat during the dailies. I just look at it after. So like you can, but I'm not going to see it. Okay, 144K. So here's the thing. If we think about the normal scaling, Anti-6 boss is 120. Anti-7 boss is 220. So it's not gold stake normal deck. And this is also in between those at like their highest points, right? So I could see this being anti-7 green stake, but I think probably the better guess here is it's going to be plasma. I believe this background is the arm, if I'm not mistaken. That I could definitely be wrong on, but I think this is the plasma deck, which would mean that it would be 72K for the boss. And I'm thinking that would mean 36 grand base. I'm thinking that's got to be a green stake anti-6, no? Maybe green... No, it wouldn't be green stake anti-7. Is it green stake anti-6? I'm literally a genius. I'm literally a genius, bro. Hello, Zafe. Welcome in. They call me Mr. Process of Elimination. All right, let's go for the Scrandle. Another 10 out of 10? What the fuck is this? I'm not picking the right because this shit looks AI generated. This might not be AI generated, actually. This is 2024. This is not AI generated. I think this is just a really funny Photoshop job that makes it look AI generated. AI on Scrandle, what the fuck? I think this is just a really silly Photoshop job. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think this is actually not AI generated. I could be mistaken. This is from 2024, though, so if this is AI generated, it's gonna blow me out of the water. Also, what the hell is that? I was so caught up on, like, the picture looking really funny that I didn't even, like, really settle on what the picture is. What the hell is this? Hot dog, cheeseburger, quesadilla. Okay, immediately. No. No. Barbecue, brisket, fries, lettuce, onions, sriracha, Cracker Jacks, 816 sauce. The Scrandle dev has said they try to avoid AI images. They once made a disclaimer for one of the submissions inadvertently having AI. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Lil Dumpers is a hilarious name for those pork dumplings, by the way. Yeah, that is kind of sick. Okay, I have to ask, because this is an item and because there are a lot of Americans in the chat. Is this appetizing to, like, anyone on the right? Because I'm not gonna lie, these foods separately on the right, all pretty good, I can't lie. Even, like, a couple of these foods put together, I can see. Everything at once on the right is so dog shit, man. It's so bad. Separately, sure, that's what I'm talking about. Lil Dumpers is what I call my ass. That's crazy. What makes you think it's not AI? There's just nothing, like, the coloration and, like, I guess the shading is what jumped out to me as AI, but that could just be, what I'm chalking that up to is just a shitty Photoshop job, because there's nothing else that really jumps out to me that, like, this is AI generated. I mean, don't get it twisted. Somebody put the recipe for this into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT just spat out some, like, bullshit. But I don't think the image itself is AI generated. I could be completely wrong, to be fair. I'm not saying definitively it's not, but I thought it was initially, and I don't think it is upon further inspection. I'm pretty sure if you show the right one to a European, they'd, like, explode. Yeah, bro, like, I'm not even European. I'm just like, I would probably explode, man. And I don't mean in the good way. All this to say, I think this is dog shit. Even if it was just, like, the quesadilla and the Cracker Jacks, I would be like, okay, that's kind of creative. And, like, a quesadilla is pretty sick. I'll give that to him. All of this shit, it's just too much. It's just too much. Not even in terms of, like, too much food, but just, like, this is too many flavors all in one thing. I would eat this and it would just taste like gray matter. It would just taste like mush. Like, what are you even supposed to eat? Or what are you even supposed to taste here? I think it has to be the left. I don't know why I'm thinking so hard about the bonus round, but the bonus round is where your moral compass comes into play, and that's the most troubling round of all. Deep fried peanut. Oh, it's Thursday, so this is the silly Scrandle. Okay. Direct matchup. Okay, green text. Direct matchup. So these are pitted against each other. This is a what looks better against each other, and not what looks better in a vacuum. That does matter. That does matter quite a bit. Unironically. Deep fried peanut butter and Nutella sandwich. Texas toast peanut butter, hazelnut spread, banana strawberries funnel cake batter, or the pump fake. Deep fried frozen convenience sandwich, Captain Crunch, bacon, bananas, caramel. It's the left for me all day. It's the left for me all day. Not even remotely close. The 999 challenge. 9 tiny hot dogs served with 9 tiny beers. Or 128 ounces of nachos? I mean, bro, it's the nachos. Is there anybody even arguing against it being the nachos? This is 8 pounds of nachos as opposed to just some shite hot dogs, bro. What? Captain Crunch should not be a condiment ever. True that. Hey, Chud, I made it early today. Welcome in, Genie. The Dilly Dog. Jumbo beef hot dog in a hollowed pickle, battered and deep fried. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm a D1 pickle glazer. I'm a D1 pickle glazer. Okay, I love pickles. Probably more than a lot of people. If you're eating this shit on the right, you have gone way too far down the rabbit hole of pickle glaze. Way too far. D1 pickle glazer is insane. Listen. You can do with that whatever you want. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a pickle glazer. But if you're eating this shit on the right, you're lost, bro. You're lost. It's over. You're cooked. The left is the renegade dog. Hot dog topped with short ribs, sweet pickles, and potato pierogies. Okay, first off, I have to say it. They're bringing up the discourse here because they're forcing the discourse because they're putting sweet pickles against dill pickles in this scramble. Sweet pickles are ass, bro. I have to say it. If you're a sweet pickle enjoyer, you're not a real pickle enjoyer, man. You're LARPing as someone who likes pickles. I gotta say it. Sweet pickles suck so bad. So bad. But everything about this is glorious. Pierogies are fire. Honestly, the pierogies win this for me, and that's with the sweet pickles. The sweet pickles are appalling to me, just like, you know, philosophically. But the I think you could combine pierogies with anything, and I would click on it. How did 30% pick the dilly dog? What? Pizza burger or the fuck-ass taco that we just saw? I'm unironic. If you give me this option IRL, I'm unironically picking either. Picking neither. Sorry. I'm going hungry, bro. I'm going hungry. What is this? We have gone way too far as a nation. As a nation. All of us Americans in chat right now seeing this should be ashamed of what we've created, man. Pickle burger is comprehensible, but just sucks. It's... I said pickle burger. The pizza burger is comprehensible if it's not literally just two pizzas with a burger on top of it. The big problem with this for me is especially the way it's framed in this awful photo. This is like a 16-pound burger. Because this does not look like a burger that they just made with like pizzas that are the size of buns. This shit looks like it's like this big. It looks like they cooked two frozen like Jack's pizzas and then cooked a big fuck off burger patty and threw it in the middle of those, and that's honestly gross. That's honestly like awful. These are both terrible. Don't get me wrong. If somebody walks up to me, even if they're both free, if somebody walks up to me at a baseball game and they're like, "Hey, we're getting people to try these new goofy ass foods. Which one of these would you like? It's completely free." I would go, "No, thanks." "No, thank you. I'm okay." And I would keep walking. Actually, that's not true at all. I would try both of them because it would be good content. But if I was not a creator as my livelihood, I would go, "No, thanks." I ate when I was at home. Even if I didn't, I would lie just to get out of the situation. 2 free pizzas and a burger without buns. The two free pizzas, I'm not gonna lie, you got me there. The burger without the bun, bro, it is a burger patty that is presumably like as big as a dinner plate. That shit is going to be disgusting. Disgusting. Do these for the IRL scrandle? Hell no. Oh my god, bro. Also, that was supposed to be this Saturday, wasn't it? That's not happening this Saturday. I'm gonna have to get a better date for that set in stone. Because Saturday is 4th of July. Oh my god, dude. What am I even picking here? I think I'm going the right purely because it's a better picture. That was the correct angle. Why is like half of stadium food if you gave someone who just had the largest edible ever full culinary control of the entire thing? Truth nuke, man. Cinnamon bun egg roll. Scale may not be accurate. Yo, thanks for that disclaimer. I appreciate it. You mean to tell me this is not a cosmically large cinnamon bun egg roll? I appreciate that, man. Photoshop day? Yeah, no shit. Or a rainbow cookie egg roll. Rainbow cookie, raspberry jam, chocolate syrup. Why are we wrapping either of these in, like, fried egg roll outside? I don't know what it's even called. You mean it isn't the size of a baseball diamond? Well, I'm out then. Both of those look fire. Chat, I'm not going to lie. This is another skip for me. I'm probably in the wrong for that, but this is another skip for me. I don't get the whole egg roll craze. The pastry being inside of an egg roll is just like the least appetizing thing of all time to me. Skip for +3 molt. I think once again it's just a picture diff. I think if I'm being honest, if you put a gun to my head and had me choose either of these, I'm probably going for the rainbow cookie egg roll personally, but I think the left is probably... The left is just a better picture, I feel like. The only way the right wins is because it has more color. Like, this is if the right wins, it is quite literally a color theory diff. Okay, it's the left. Left had a +5% boost because a lot of people thought it was actually the size of a baseball diamond, and they just thought that's what Americans eat. Crawlash? Why is it called that? Puff pastry wrapped pepper jack sausage on a stick, honey mustard. The puff pastry is unnecessary. We got to get over that. The puff pastry is a big who cares, I'm not going to lie. But the left is pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. The dumplings are so suspiciously normal today. I'm pretty sure the only way that the dumplings get into this is because they're called Lil Dumpers. If these are just called steamed dumplings, these are not on today's Scrandle. It's purely because of the name. I think it's the left for me. That's kind of crazy that lost, I'm not going to lie. S'mores covered bacon or polar pasta. Vanilla ice cream, donut holes, strawberry syrup, mint. This probably tastes fabulous, but I just would not... This looks uncannily like spaghetti, and I would just literally not... I would not want to eat this. I went color grading diff that round for right. That's probably the angle, honestly. I think the left tastes so much better, though. S'mores covered bacon just has to never be it. No? The donut holes don't look right on that? I feel like they look fine. No? They look like they're glazed chocolate. I feel like that's fine. The right would just fuck me up, man. It's purely a psychological diff on the right, because especially with how the ice cream looks, I'm going to be taking a spoonful of this, and I'm going to be thinking spaghetti, and it's going to be delicious vanilla ice cream, but because I'm expecting spaghetti, it's going to be gross. Which I know is just, like, more so a me thing, but, like, that... I don't know. I just don't love this. Also, they don't have the clarification on here that the scaling is wrong, so this is the correct scale. This is actually just, like, half the size of the baseball diamond, which might boost it a percentage or two. Is the bacon dipped in fucking dots? Oh, yeah, is it No, those aren't Dippin' Dots. Those look like popcorn kernels. What the hell? I think it's the right. The right would fuck me up, though. I would never order the right in my entire life. Beef tallow popcorn? Ooh. Ooh. Brisket donuts. What the fuck? Mac and cheese looks bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hold you at all. Mac and cheese looks bad here. I don't know if that's a crazy take among chat. Mac and cheese looks bad. There's just no other way to put it. Brisket and barbecue sauce. Bro, who is... I mean, they put it against popcorn, so it's gonna get shit on, because who's picking popcorn over anything that remotely resembles an entree? But, like, bro. I'm ashamed to be picking that. That's crazy. Tiramisu in a tiny helmet or boozy ice cream? Flavor irrelevant. You can keep the RFK popcorn away from me, big dog. Wait, what's wrong with beef towel? Beef towel? Beef tallow. Isn't that like pretty normal cooking practice to use beef tallow? That's an RFK diff. That's an RFK thing. The one on the left looks AI generated. Ew. No, it's way too bad. It's the quality is way too bad to be AI generated for either of these. I think once again it's just bad Photoshop because this looks like it was not originally served in a helmet. Fuck you mean flavor irrelevant? That's what I'm saying, bro. Seed oil? I honestly think a bunch of these pics have been AI. I don't think any of them have been AI. I think they've just been horrible Photoshop and or framing. I guess it's the ice cream for me. The flavor irrelevant kind of had me fucked up, but I was hoping a vibrant color would lock it in there. Cheeto lote, corn on the cob coated in flamin' hot Cheeto crumb and spicy mayo. We as an okay, I'm gonna read the other one and then I'm gonna crash out. The 9th inning rally sombrero. Edible tortilla chip apparel containing dips and toppings. Oh fuck no. They made the chip hat from Despicable Me a thing. You already know, no price data. You already know the shit in an American stadium in Texas. This shit's like $212. No doubt in my mind. No protein here at all either. Hella guac, hella jalapenos, shredded cheese, pico de gallo. Lettuce, Tabasco, no protein. No protein, none. $212. This is fucking stupid. Both of the I was gonna crash out about the corn. I was gonna say, first off, corn on the cob slaps. Corn on the cob is second to none in my opinion. That's like a top 10 food of all time for Focus Shock. I can't even lie. We, as an American people, need to stop with the hot Cheeto crumbs on everything bullshit. I get it. It's trendy. It's because it's hot Cheetos. You dip it in the crumbs. It's spicy. It's cheesy. It was a TikTok trend for like whatever because it coats everything in red 40. I get it. You're trying to get views and trying to get people to talk about it. We gotta stop, bro. We gotta stop with this shit. We have to. But both of these are just like turbo offensive. Not culturally, just like this is an assault upon my senses. Shock, obviously the right. Why are you thinking so much? I'm not even thinking at this point. I'm just crashing out, bro. I think the Cheeto corn is based off a Mexican dish known as elote. Gotcha. So it would be Cheeto lote. I'm still not picking the corn on the cob. It's definitely the corn on the cob. It's actually not the corn on the cob. Wow, that's crazy. That's honestly whack to me. I'd take Cheeto elote over Texas Ranger bullshit. The majority of people, I think, see the novelty of the chip hat and they click it, even though they don't think for the 5 seconds that it takes to be like, yo, I gotta lug this around a busy stadium. This would actually suck ass. Also, I think British people and like Europeans as a whole just have an aversion to like the hot Cheeto bullshit, which like fair enough, because I do too. That shit's stupid. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still salty over them beating the Mariners when I was in Seattle. It's rough, bro. All right, and then we're rotating out the RNGetal because it's AI vibe-coded slop, allegedly. I say allegedly. There's pretty good basis for that claim. Why? Oh, I had my display capture running the whole time. Or maybe I just misclicked. This Today Scrandal shows that Americans aren't good at food. Just kidding, lol. Hey, you can't base us on the bottom 1%, man. Now, where you get into a lot of trouble, in fairness, and I will give this to you, because there are some weird people out there, where you get into some trouble is there are people who would unironically argue that that is not the bottom 1%, and that's actually the pinnacle of American culinary, like, invention. And I want to shake those people until they pass out from G-forces. RNGetal is problematic media. Yeah, there's been a handful of people in the Discord and in chat who have brought up that it is more than likely AI vibe coded, which is like at best cringe, and at worst is like supporting, you know, the whole AI thing, which I'm not a big fan of. So we're just rotating that shit out. Chain is only as strong as its weakest link or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a weirdo. I mean, fair enough, yo. Fair enough. Okay. Dailies out of the way. Wow, 46 minutes into the stream. Dailies only took us an hour today. How about that? Let's get some games going. We're going to just grind white stake on everything, I suppose. We could do gold stake on red deck just to have every deck unlocked, because for all the other decks, you need to win up to orange stake. So we could just do red deck up to gold stake, or we could just work on getting everything up to white stake. Honestly, I think we just work on getting everything up to white stake. I think that's the angle. 46 already? I know, bro. I'm so entertaining that you didn't even realize. That's the crazy part. Also, I'm not forgetting the timer, even though I was definitely going to forget the timer. But I'm not. I'm pulling it up as we speak. Live split. Bang. Timer was allegedly on 12:05 last we streamed. That tracks, yes. No, that doesn't track, I don't think. I don't think I put in chat what the timer left off on. Hang on. I gotta look up a VOD. Because it's 6:30, but it's from 2 in the morning, so it would have been the stream of 6:29. That would have been 3 days ago, and I took 1 day off. So that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. What did the timer leave off on? I gotta go to the VOD. No, don't go to my current stream, you fuck. Where is last VOD? $13.40-ish, presumably? Where do I stop the timer? Or do I just close out of it like a chud? $13.37 is about where the timer stopped. Jamie, pull that shit up. Truth nuke. $13.47. Bonk. Okay. That's on screen, presumably. That is on screen. Let's just go white stake, and then we'll go from there. White stake magic. Could maybe do something goofy pre-endless with white stake magic. The two fools are pretty fun for cooking stuff up. There's the winning flush. Shock doesn't know enough ball for Minecraftal. No, I don't. I don't, unfortunately. Chud ass streamer SMH, yet you're watching me. Kind of weird. Also, Mask Mime is crazy. Rare start where I actually sell one or both of the fools in this case. I guess we go high card, huh? That was an unbelievable start. Shout out Fortnite Festival because it's peak Guitar Hero. I'm still hung up on that. It really is, though. Fortnite Festival's unironically, like, really good. I'm not gonna lie. I'll discard for more jacks if there's like a 3-oak here or a 4-oak here, or if we get like full house kings. Yeah, there we go. Bonk. I was never claiming to not be a chud. Can you not sleep tonight? What do you mean, can I not sleep tonight? Are you asking me if I am able to, or are you asking me to not sleep tonight? Y'all, I just immolated with 5 hand size and soft locked myself into taking a second Ecto on Cruelty Challenge and went into Psychic. Someone put me down. That's rough. That's rough. Could be high card just to try and profit some gold. We're gambling at that point, but that's what all the normies think Balatro is anyway. Bro was like Will Wood, he'll stay awake tonight. Got an early stream tomorrow, man. Followed by presumably a late night Magic sesh. So the whole not sleeping thing is not the angle, is what I'm getting at. There's a winning 2-pair with list value. Could be one of these just to grab more gold cards. Just stream until the early stream. Yeah, that shit's not happening, buddy. That shit is not happening, man. Damn, I've golded every card in my deck already except for this guy and the Queen of Diamonds. That's kind of wild, no? Pair of Aces wins here, yes. I'm not too familiar with Magic the Gathering, but I know they have my GOAT Gilgamesh from Final Fantasy V. Wait, that's big. I gotta build a Gilgamesh deck just for Smashy. There's a blue seal, GGWP. Don't even need the castle now. There's the Temperance. Cardo, I think I'm not taking. I mean, I'm not gonna need list though. Let's take Cardo. Take Strength too while we still have the Mask go next. Magician card, pretty good. This is the last face card that I need to put gold on, so now we just look for 2 10s to Strength, and then I can get out of the Mask. There's one. Perfect. Goat Gamesh deck, Truth Nuke. I don't know, man. I've heard insomnia plus a caffeine addiction builds are meta right now. I don't do any caffeine just because, like, I don't want a caffeine addiction, because especially given my schedule and, like, what I do and how I operate as an individual, probably I would be, like, the most susceptible person to a caffeine addiction of all time. Hungman is perfect there. I think we sell the Mask. We didn't need to do that. I'm just nuking my Temperance value until we find something better, like a dice with a Magician card? What? Holy shit, wait, this is so good. This is the best start of all time, and it's on White Stake. Classic. Classic. That's so huge. Call me crazy, but I'm playing the pair because it's the mouth, and mouth is scary. Caffeine has no effect on me, so I literally can't get addicted to it. Hashtag we smart. That's big. In fairness, I don't really know if it has an effect on me either, because I don't use it, but I'm not really willing to roll the dice. Especially since caffeine's kind of expensive, man. Like the whole energy drink meta right now, that shit's, I mean, in the grand scheme of drinks, is it that bad? Not particularly, but like it's not insanely frugal by any means. Let's go for a spaceman since we have dice. Mask swings back around. Hikey should have taken the world there. These all kind of suck. I think I'm just gonna skip, honestly. Fool for a Mercury? Nah, just give me Molt cards, I guess. The way you say go next reminds me of how Rocky and PHM says shit like statement at the end of sentences. Thanks. Hi, love the Daily Joker poll. Welcome in, Bricks Boy. I'm glad that you're enjoying the Joker poll, man. Thank you for pulling up to a stream. I appreciate it. Okay, so that was notably not enough points, like, at all. It's entirely possible that I'm greed maxing too much. I forgot to eat, and apparently that makes you not sleepy. Can confirm. I'm watching the new update video. Thoughts on Planet Merchant spawning a trance when beating boss, Planet Tycoon spawning a death on top. I think that's kind of crazy, honestly. I mean, it would make the vouchers way better, don't get me wrong, but I don't know if they need that much of a buff. Maybe with whatever the new Blue Seal would be, it would be fine. But like present day Balatro, that would go way too crazy, I think. I guess we're playing pairs just by virtue of where our levels have ended up. A few months ago, I was drinking 400 milligrams of caffeine a day for weeks, sometimes 600. Now today, I'm drinking about 100 every few days. Quitting caffeine is hard, especially with ADHD. That's why I just don't want to get on it, man. I don't think I have any... Well... Here's the thing. I don't know if I have any neurodivergencies in honesty, but I've heard that they make you like more or less susceptible to caffeine. And as a whole, I'm just not willing to roll the dice on any of that shit. Because like I said, I know my ass would get hooked like immediately if I had any sort of susceptibility for that. Is caffeine that addictive? I drink quite a lot of coffee, but it doesn't affect when I haven't drank any. I mean, it varies person to person, right? Same reason that some people die of lung cancer and other people can quit smoking in like 3 days. You're cautious about caffeine, but have you tried other drugs? No, never in my life, man. I'm not about the mind-altering substances type of thing. I think it boils down to just, like... I don't like feeling like I'm not in control, and I feel like that type of shit would give me that feeling and would make me freak out transitively. Also, it's expensive, and also I've just never had an inclination to, like, try anything like that. You know what I mean? Will you be trying the Fleshlight compatibility mod for Balatro? Well... No, I'm not the mod guy. Talk to Unseen about that, though. He's the mod guy, so he has to. You know it's a shock stream when you enter chat and the last 3 messages are from someone named Nerdy Trans Girl? Truth nuke. / positive, very. Are you part of the hashtag lung cancer gang, or are you team quitting? I mean, I'm team quitting for sure. For sure. Hello, Shaw. Good luck with the runs. Appreciate you, Aaron. Many thanks. Freaking out once or twice isn't that bad. I'm chilling. I'm chilling. It's the whole freaking out thing, not for me, man. Not for me. He's playtesting that. Yo, that's big. Throwing Harold under the Fleshlight bus, SMH. You know what the best part of it is? Is he's not here to defend himself, so I can just do whatever I want as far as that goes. And he'll never know. When are we getting the Balatro sex mod, like what Ultra Kill has? Like, jokes aside, once again, sounds like I'm setting up a joke. I'm not setting up a joke at all. Would not even be shocked if that already existed. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, man. Would not be shocked at all if that's already a thing. I'm assuming once we get the debuffs 2 out of our hand, that high card just straight up wins. So I'm gonna greed some more reserved money. W Spaceman. There's a Jimbo's Big Naturals mod. Yeah, I know that's a thing. That gets talked about all the time. Butt plug support for Balatro. Every X-Molt trigger makes it vibrate. I don't know. Do you think that would make multiplayer harder or easier? / Gen. I'm going to start using tone. That's going to be my new bit. I'm going to start using tone indicators when I'm talking IRL. Chat, W bit? Yay or nay? Do we replace anything with the holo? Good morning, Pioras. It would make something harder for sure. Focus Goat, what's up, Joey? Welcome in, everybody. Depends on what makes you throw. I guess so. Got 2 sealed thrones with particle wall. Unfortunately, couldn't use the infinite to deal damage. Tragic. I saw a genuine sex mod on Insta. Well, I mean, that's Instagram. I feel like that's an outlier. Because Instagram, you're always going to be finding shit like that. I think we dodged the hologram. I think we're looking for... I think since this is white stake specifically, we're strictly looking for a Baron. Shoot the Moon, also funny here. Don't get me wrong, but not as good as a Baron by any means. Space Jonkler for holo? Nah, you got me fucked up if you think I'm trading a Space Joker for anything when it's white stake. Hello? He is staying on the team no matter what, man. Don't get me wrong. Imagine getting Naninf with the Bapla mod. I hate that I've cultivated a community that's gotten so comfortable where they can say shit like that and not immediately feel terrible. Just kidding. Yo, Spaceman, lock in, though. Okay, this just wins because I got the Molt trigger. That's big. That's it. That's my $1 million idea. This is what I will be remembered for when I'm gone. Balatro buttplug / silly. This is the true meaning of Balatro. I feel like watching you has made me better at the game. That's a really... That's an extraordinary... Like, I cannot put it into words how funny that chat is in the context of us talking about a buttplug integration mod for Balatro. That was... I know you just got here, and so it's like, you know, you didn't mean it, but that is the best timing, perhaps, of all time. The ultimate +2. I'm trying to strike a difficult balance of playing lucky cards for money, but also like not playing lucky cards so that I can like not win and get reserved parking money. But it's white stake, so I'm literally coughing and winning, bro. This is messed up. Bull. Is the weighted average of all the jokes you've ever made above a -4? Above a -4, it has to be. I'm not trying to be super full of myself, but I like to think of myself as a funnier than average guy. Maybe not my whole life, but like from high school and beyond, I think I'm above average in the funny category. Hi, welcome to stream. Anyways, as I was saying, chat, we should make all Major League Balatro players have pocket pussies. That might... First off, new sentence, never been uttered before, so congratulations for that. Secondary, I'm never getting into Major League now. That sealed it, I think. I think that broke it. I think that that's the nail in the coffin, as they say. I think if that... I'm gonna have to delete this VOD now, because if that gets out, I mean, it's just over. Sign me up for MLB now. Major left field question, but what would Balatro smell like? Probably menthol cigarettes, given the fact that it's like poker adjacent. I don't know. Maybe somebody in chat's got a better rebuttal, but that's immediately what jumps to my mind. I think it would smell funny. Fool. Okay. Okay. That's something. I don't know why I'm holding the steel like it's even remotely necessary. I was thinking like money, except the higher the stake, the stinkier it gets too. You think it smells like money? I don't know. I feel like that's a little... I was gonna pop the Fool for the Emperor, and then I thought against it right after selling the Lover's card or whatever was there. Probably like a pool table and soda. I could see that. I think it smells like money. I don't know, man. You guys have cost me 3 runs. 3 runs in Rocket, man. What? I was thinking burning sulfur and methane combined. That's oddly specific. Like, oddly specific. This one is perfect, actually. I could definitely see a pool table and soda angle. My digital footprint is so cooked, bro. I could be writing essays on the philosophy of video games, but I'm here making chud-ass sex jokes. Well, hey, come on now. You can do both. You can do both. I feel unsettled with how you didn't shit on Flowerpot enough in your last Balatro upgrade video. I thought there was a segment where I said Flowerpot was ass. Was there not? It's entirely possible that I'm schizophrenic, because I definitely should have shat on Flowerpot. If I shat on it briefly, then like I feel like that's all it needs. Everybody knows that Flowerpot is ass. That's not breaking new ground, as it were. You kind of were mean to Marble Joker in your new video. That's because Marble Joker is like stinky. It just wasn't enough. Yeah, but like that's not, you know, that's old news, man. That's old news. Everybody knows that Flowerpot's terrible. Some of the you gotta have some more, you know, some more thought-provoking picks. I'm in the midst of Fortnite Festival. You're playing Rocket Man Fortnite Festival and you're blaming us on losing your runs? That's just a skill issue, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's just a skill issue. You still made it sound as though royalty was somehow worse than Flowerdom. Baron? Royalty is in Baron? Terrible is too weak a word. It's the worst Joker in the game, bar maybe one. Unironically, I can list more than 10 Jokers in the game that are worse than Flowerpot, because that's what my next video is about. Spoiler alert. Everybody in YouTube chat getting some free spoilers. Next YouTube video dropping either tomorrow or Saturday. But I can list far worse Jokers than Flowerpot. Not saying that Flowerpot isn't bad, because Flowerpot is bad. Don't get it twisted. I don't like Flowerpot, nor do I think it's particularly good at all, but it's at least like kind of usable. If you're playing 2 pairs, which is not the most like terrible archetype in Gold Stake, you can get some value out of it. Explain royalty versus Flowerpot. Baron versus Flowerpot? I'm assuming that when you say royalty, you're saying Baron. Can I get some confirmation on this? Have I bought Baron on this profile? Can I show Baron? No. The King X-Molt guy? Yes. Saying Flowerpot is bad means you don't know the Perpetual Streak meta. I don't even know the Perpetual Streak meta. Is royalty a pun on loyalty card? I have no idea. I just beat the challenge deck with Marble Joker, and I did not hate it. I should say I enjoyed it, actually. Yeah, I like both of the challenge decks with Marble Joker, honestly. There's the one where it's just Marble Joker, and there's the one where it's Marble Joker and Obelisk. And I actually like both of them a decent bit. Sorry, loyalty. Yes, okay, loyalty card. Explain loyalty versus Flower Pot? You made it sound as though loyalty was somehow worse than Flower Pot. Yeah, loyalty card is worse than Flower Pot. Sorry. Sorry. Way harder to use. Not as consistent is what it boils down to. It's horrible as a scoring joker. You're not supposed to use it as a scoring joker. Loyalty is better than Flower Pot. Just full stop. Completely not true, man. Full stop, completely not true. IMO. Loyalty, they're incomparable. You're not supposed to use loyalty card as a scoring piece. That's the main hang-up. That would be like saying, I don't know, Crazy Joker is worse than Rebate. Well, like, yeah, it is, but like Rebate's an econ joker. Loyalty is specifically every certain number of hands. Flower Pot can work on every hand. Yeah, exactly. That's what it boils down to. Flower Pot is just another Baron. It requires bullshit investments, but if you can get the bullshit investments to work, then it's fine. Loyalty card hard caps you at where you're allowed to use it. And in the optimal spaces where you're supposed to use it, aka to nuke boss blinds, sometimes you get it in like the big blind or like or not in the big blind, in the post big blind shop, and then you're just like fucked anyway because you need 6 hands and you only have 4 or 1 in the case of Needle is I think like the bigger issue. That's like the biggest issue with loyalty card, and it's like a huge meta take. This is like a huge like super sweaty win streaking take, but something that makes loyalty card really bad is that you're supposed to be taking loyalty card to nuke bosses, and that's like specifically kind of a big deal with pairs, and loyalty card just doesn't work on Needle, which is one of like 3 bosses that you really need to shit on.
I hate red
on
card
pair
after
builds.
what happened to Balagun.
What is Balagun? What? Caveman with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that, man. Except Flower Pot is better than Baron by a pretty big margin. They're both untakeable a majority of the time, but yeah, I would agree with that take. Because Flower Pot requires less setup, right? Baron has an extraordinarily higher ceiling, but we're talking about non-endless, so the ceiling doesn't matter. And Baron just has like such a higher floor than Flower Pot. Flower Pot's floor is still way higher than the average Joker, in my opinion. But like at the end of the day, you get like 3 or 4 wild cards, which that's its own problem because wild cards suck. But if you get like a couple of wild cards and if you just like vigilant about your suit fixing, you can get it to work enough to where it's like fine. You usually fix towards kings anyways, though? No. First off, no. Not at all. Second off, even if you do, that's still only one piece of the puzzle for Baron. Because Baron, at minimum, wants you to have kings and it wants you to have a high Pluto level. At minimum. Because even if you're drawing, like, even if you're drawing a full hand of 8 kings with Baron, if you're playing high card, that's 7 1.5 triggers, and high card's base molt is 1. So that's still only like, what, a fucking like times 15, let's just say. I know that's not the number, but it's like minuscule. All you do is recognize you're in a position that bosses are the main danger and pick it up in advance. You don't need to have a dangerous boss in the immediate ante. Yeah, but like for you to take it speculatively, like taking it speculatively makes no sense. Because if you're taking a loyalty card speculatively, you can just take an econ joker for like reroll money or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like taking a loyalty card for a boss that is not in the immediate ante is just like holding yourself back. It's not the same thing as like taking a speculative luchador, in my opinion. Why does it make no sense when it secures the game? Because it's not as easily, like, it's not as easy to secure the game with it. Loyalty is one, or not loyalty. Luchador is 1 button to secure the game, and Mr. Bones is nothing to secure the game. Loyalty card, you have to take it speculatively, and then you still have to do shit after. Okay, Shock, you can take the brainstorm now? Yeah. Yeah. I got you. Unrelated, but I kind of want a more difficult version of Balatro where you have to win with a Joker on each stake before it can show up in the next. No. No. This is the delusion of a of a series of fans who hasn't had an update in like 2 years. Could do one of these and then do one of these. I guess you're supposed to copy the parking when you're not winning, right? And then you switch it over to the mime. I heard a loyalty versus flower pot discussion, and I came here rushing in defense of the faithful one. Well, which is the faithful one? Now you got me curious. Now you got me curious. US FIFA player, one of the best players we had on the team, and he got red carded, so he's suspended for the match against Belgium. I mean, that's sounding like it's not a fault of red card. That's you know. That's sounding like maybe a skill issue. Have you hit the anti-12 yet for the I don't remember what Joker unlock? Yeah, anti-12 is petroglyph. It's not a Joker. We have hit anti-12. And that's the extent of like we've hit anti-12 and we've unlocked stuntman, so that's the extent of all of like the endless stuff that we need to do. Loyalty? All right, get out of my chat. I'm just kidding. If this is your community, why do you not ban anyone who disagrees with you? See, you're one of the chatters where like I can't really tell if you're trolling, because that's like a very blatantly trolling question. But you're one of the mystical chatters who could be saying that like 100% unironically. That's the issue. That's the issue. Bruh. Play the 2-pair just for the money, cycle the most cards. The only time Tyrannus is unironic is concerning Marble Joker. Honestly, probably fair. Shock, what if you ban me? What if I ban you? I don't know, man. No, fuck, I didn't copy. Oh, I'm bantering too much, man. I'm doing too much +2 farming. I'm not, like, ordering my shit correctly. Which, in fairness, it is white stake, and I have 37 cards in anti-6. But it is what it is. Ban us all, we will be free. Well, now I'm definitely not doing that shit. That was mean, and you need to apologize, or I'm banning you. Any +2s? Any +2ers? That was pretty good. You can't lie. That was pretty good. Didn't optimize it fully. The run is dead. GG. Truth nuke. Was sarcasm, and yes, I love Marble Joker. Probably missing a blue seal in here. That's okay. Hello, bro. Will you do a fresh start and no end stream until you 100% the game? No, I'm not doing that. You could maybe convince me to do that when the new update drops. But a week long, I did a week straight for the charity stream at the beginning of June for the American Heart Association, and that was a fun stream, and we raised $1,000. So given the opportunity, I would 100% do it over again. But that was a long stream, bro. That was a long stream. Isn't that... Yeah, and you almost got eaten by a bat? True. Subathon times for update. The charity stream really took it out of him. I watched the decline in real time. I feel like it didn't take that much out of me during the stream. After the stream, I like died. I just sat at my desk and rotted for like a while. That's actually not true. I didn't really rot. I put a lot of time into Isaac, which is like productive in my eyes because I don't play games off stream. Like I don't grind games off stream that much, so it was that was fun. And then there was something else that I already forgot. Oh, I spent a lot of time with my girlfriend, which was also like very nice. But yeah, all that is to say that was like a very long endeavor. Probably just because the update is like such a big deal. You could convince me to do it, but the update marathon stream would be like so long. Somebody said it's a 33-hour speed run, but here's the diff. I'm not a speed runner. So it would definitely not be a 33-hour thing for me. It would probably be more along the lines of like 100 hours minimum. Minimum. Why aren't we burglaring? Copy burger for plus $3. Again, because I'm banter maxing, and so I'm forgetting to like move everything. All right, we're nan-infing. Those who know. We could do one of these, and then we could do like, I don't know, man. We'll pocket the justice for a segundo here. Yuri. That's big, bro. Happy it's still Pride Month in my mind. All we need now is 10 Barons and a Perkeo, and we're good. Truth nuke. It's not even that bad, bro. Put the Yuri couple together. They deserve it. Make them kiss. Mwah! There you go. W clip farm. Should still be fine. I was about to ask, I was about to say, like, hypothetically, we should still be fine based off of planet levels, and then my eyes immediately jumped to the fact that I have 10 hands. Something's telling me we're probably going to be okay, chat. Is it a hot take to say that those who dislike Green Joker is all due to skill issue? I don't think it's a hot take. I think it probably is skill issue. There's a lot of people who just don't like the play style, and so that might be a hot take. But if you're, okay, here's the difference, and it's the same thing with Obelisk, which is another Joker that gets a lot of flack. It's not a hot take to say that you don't like it. Let me restart. It's not a hot take to say that you don't like it. It's an extraordinarily hot take to say that it's bad. Yes? I hate Green Joker because of Pear Slop. See, that's where you and I are built different, because I love Green Joker because of Pear Slop. Pear Slop is invited to my wedding, chat. I think Green Joker's boring, but it's not a bad Joker at all. I think that's like the definitive take. Just so happens that I'm also boring, so it ends up working out in the end. Bro would get freaky with Pear Slop. I said Pear Slop's invited to my wedding, man. That's not indicative of getting freaky, I hate to say. Actually, I really don't hate to say. Ten-hand needle, fuck you. Just hang all the non-gold. No, these are both valuable cards. I'm not hanging these. Is Pear Slop Yuri or Yowie? I think it depends on your build. Shiko is also boring, but not bad. Yeah, I could see that for sure. I think that's a fair take as well. I'll take Grimbo over Bus any day of the week. Pear slop is actually also het slop. I hate the term het slop, but it's because I take personal offense to it because I know I am het slop. There needs to be a distinction between pear slop and pear gem. What would we define as pear gem? Raised fist is pear gem. Green Joker is pear slop. Raised fist is pear gem. Vampire Midas Mask is het gem. Okay, I could see that. Campfire is pear gem. Pear gem is the duo. Pear gem equals my balls if I had balls. Is that a +2? Shock is in fact het gem. Vamp Midas is my favorite non-binary Yuri. +2, 1 for each ball. That's a +2 in and of itself. That's +2ception. You're doing some scary shit. Pear gem is 500 pear levels. See, but perhaps illogically, I feel like 500 pear levels is in fact pear slop. I feel like that's the antithesis of pear gem, actually. If you have 500 levels, I feel like that goes against everything that pear gem has to stand for. How's it non-binary if there's 2 of them? Yeah, kind of weird, man. Kind of weird. I don't know about that one. Y'all ever just drink Arizona out the jug? It's actually pretty good. Dare I say, one of the best out of the jug drinks. Square Joker is extremely pear slop. I am going to very vocally have the incredibly wrong take here and say that Square Joker is pear gem. Objectively wrong take, but Square Joker I cannot relegate to slop. Squimbo is my chud son, okay? And everybody who hates him is picking a fight with me personally, and you're gonna win. Get it twisted. But I digress. Out the jug is crazy work. Bro, it's not that crazy of work. I'm not gonna lie. Arizona jug? Hell yeah. Castle is underrated. I sit on this rock. I agree. I'm really hoping that there's an open spot where I can sit next to you on that rock, man, because I 100% agree. Real thinkers know that Squimbo is actually high slop. I hard disagree, bro. Squimbo is not high slop. Squimbo's contextually high slop. Squimbo is actually folk slop. Okay, we've lost it. We've lost it, bro. It's over. Folk slop? Are we dead ass? I looked at my stats for the first time in a while, and 8-Ball is my second most played behind Chad. I have a problem. That's actually really funny. That's actually really funny. That's kind of big. Squimbo is 2-pair perfection. Only if it's square pants. If I don't have square pants, I don't think you will ever catch me playing Squimbo with 2 pairs. Spare trousers is pear gem and 2-pair slop. What? Squimbo plus 4 fingers? Squimbo plus 4 fingers makes you feel like a fucking genius when it works, man. Squimbo and 4 fingers is like the same, like, rubbing your chin, like, big brain Redditor energy as when you take, like, a planet merchant for a constellation. It's the same dopamine hit. I don't even know if it's like a dopamine hit. It's just like a I'm so smart moment. That's the same thing. I've never had a Squimbo Four Fingers run. I've had one, and it was a glorious feeling. I'm not going to lie. As a certified Four Fingers hater myself, it was a glorious feeling. I just can't lie about it, man. It changed me. I think unironic, like jokes aside, I think that's when I started taking Four Fingers a little bit more seriously. Which is really funny considering that's not what Four Fingers is supposed to be used for at all. But I think that's when I made the transition. Happy Pride. Squim Fingers is a certifiable superiority complex build. Literally, bro. Imagine a deck that starts you off with the straight flush cheesing trifecta of Four Fingers, Shortcut, and Smeared. That would be really funny, but any Joker that starts you off, or any deck that starts you off with a Joker is like already the most broken shit in the entire game. So it would unfortunately never be a thing, I don't think. But I would be that deck's #1 glazer. That would be such a fun deck to, such a fun deck to play. Anyway, we're rich. Let's go next. Nebula. Nebula. Imagine if there was a deck that started you off with a Smeared Joker. Nah, they would never let that shit fly. They would never let that shit fly. Starts you with a blueprint, but the winning ante is 30. Now that's a gem if I've ever seen one. That's a beautiful idea. It feels like you could work this into a challenge, but there'd have to be some downside gimmick, obviously. Maybe it's another blast-off angle. You know what would actually make a really interesting challenge? Blast-off rules. So you have 2 hands, 2 discards. You get those 3 jokers at the beginning of the run. No other jokers. No other jokers. Or maybe you keep jokers in the shop just to make it harder, but you have 3 joker slots. So you could get like negative jokers. But you have 3 joker slots and you start with eternal copies of all of those jokers. So my point is you have to like mostly rely on like planet scaling and things such as. In White Stake, it would still be free. But I feel like it could be interesting. There's something there. That's all I'm saying. There's something there. Okay, rebate on White Stake. GG. Okay, Onk rebate on White Stake. Turbo GG. Editor cut to me dying right here. Deck that starts you with 10 eternal negative marble jokers and 1 temperance. Hologram is banned, though. Bruh. Bruh. You guys think a joker that counts 7s is lucky on top of any other enhancements would be too busted? It could have 7 slot machine art. That's an idea that gets thrown around quite a bit. Like, it's a very popular 7s idea. I think it would be... Depending on the rarity, it could be broken. But if you set it at like a high rarity, I think it would be playable. I think it'd be fine. Editor, next time Shock strengths a jack, fade the trans flag onto screen, please. Played a pair. Anti-1 double rebate. Hashtag boner alert. Yo, we gotta bring back hashtag boner alert. What is that even from? That's vaguely ringing a bell, and it's so funny. But I don't remember the genesis of that. Investment tag without investment tag. Investment tag, but it's every round as opposed to just the round you skip for it. People want a 7s joker, and I get it, but I really want a 3s joker and more ace jokers. Like, ace is the card. Aces need a win con, as do 7s. I'm adamant about that. Aces and 7s both need win conditions. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that to me. It makes no sense that either of them does not have, like, an endgame, like, X-Molt piece exclusive to them. Which maybe the idea is... Okay, here's the angle. I was gonna say, perhaps foolishly one might say, maybe the idea is if an endgame, like, presumably rarer Joker has an endgame X-Molt, like, win condition exclusive to it, maybe the idea is that since it's for a specific rank, is too like, niche and bad for it to be in the game. And then I immediately thought, hey, what's that Joker that's in the thumbnail of every one of Raffles' videos ever? So I don't think that's the problem. How would you feel if the next update added a tarot card that lets you rank down one card, Abyss from Lost Edition, but in base game? I think that's not as necessary as people want it to be, or maybe as people think it would be. I think in the vast majority of... Call me crazy, because I don't have any, like, evidence to back this up off the top of my head, but I don't think that would be, like, relevant at all over strength in, like, a lot of runs. The best rank is the one that's easiest to make, Truth Nuke. If you ask a random person to name a playing card, the most common one is Ace of Spades, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I also think you're pretty sure. Why'd I discard a 4? Probably because I'm holding the blue seal. That's not as bad of a decision as I was thinking it was. I think we just play the flush. I don't need blue seals immediately, especially when I'm on Nebula. You just get out, twin. My go-to is Queen of Spades because I'm cool and gay. Based. Egg. That's fine. Could be Chad. Take a Chariot. Another Burger. Turns off the rebates. We'll skip. Temperance. There's a Hermie. I think I'm unironically, even with Chad, taking Mystic Summit over that. I think I'm taking Raised Fist over either of them. I think I'm taking Red Card over any of those. Granted, Red Card does not help us at all right now because there's going to be money in this pack. Never mind. That was pretty easy. Mr. Bond. No, we just do this, and now we win. Now this is just a funny build. Jacks for the 2 rebates. You're too kind. People want that for their Nanenf runs when the red seal is too low of a rank. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know that's the case. That's why I'm saying I don't think it's relevant on the majority of runs. Because that's only relevant when you're like, oh, fuck. I want this, like, red seal 3 to be a king. But, like, in 9 out of 10 runs, and even that's probably a generous estimate, that shit just does not matter, man. Like, at all. Egg is basically gift card, but worse. I mean, yeah, but it's common, is the idea. You are correct. It's also not strictly worse, because there is a little tiddlywink of merit to it being 1 Joker slot. Because in higher stakes, oftentimes it is kind of difficult to take early gift cards, I've found, just because, like, only 2 of your Joker slots are really locked in. It's still super worth taking. Not at all saying that gift card is bad, or even, like, kind of stinky, because gift card is really good. But a lot of times you end up rotating your Jokers in and out, and so you just end up getting, like, the residual sell value as opposed to, like, big temperances. Big temperances meaning, like, $38. Usually you still end up getting, like, vastly larger temperances on average, which is why I'm saying it's good. But the point I'm making is, like, there's a little bit of merit to it having, like, some staying power, I guess, since it's all concentrated in the 1 Joker slot. Egg also scales faster if you don't have a full Joker lineup. Also, that is true. That's kind of a nothing point, though, because even in higher stakes, like, if you don't have a full roster, like, what are you doing? So that's a little bit of a non-issue, but it is still true. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, Shock and Chat. Good night, Nerdy Trans Girl. Thank you for pulling up, bro. Hope we get some good Z's. Wow, no 9s? Okay. No, that's fine. I actually didn't want any anyway. That's cool and everything. Okay. 2 9s on the top deck, by the way. Wow, still no 9s. Okay, I'll just go fuck myself then. I mean, I get it. We're on hologram type shit, but like, come on. That's ridiculous, bro. I'm just playing this. We're getting our blue seal back. I'm thinking too hard on a white stake run. After all the white stakes, do we rush black gold and plasma gold? No. We're not doing this lossless anymore, so we're not just getting the, like, we're just gonna do it. We're just gonna scale up. We're gonna do every white, every red, every green, etc. There's been so many good chats that I haven't read. Give me a second. Okay, I said that, and now I don't want to read any of them out loud. Not because they're bad, just because I have nothing to add them. Hologram qualifies on a low cortisol run. Yeah, I would say hologram runs are fairly low cortisol. Just because they're all kind of nothing burgers. It's the same strategy. This is like super win more, but this entire build is win more on white stake. So realistically, you could take it. I just happened to find 2 rebates way funnier. Stupid ass 1 consumable slot Emperor, man. I will never not fall for it, and it will never not be my fault. But it still pisses me off all the same, man. Stupid ass deck, bro. Fucking ridiculous. I'm not a huge believer in either egg nor gift card because you can't count on finding temperance until you're already stable. Honestly, I can respect that. What's your opinion on Hit the Road? Personally, I like building for it. I think Hit the Road gets a bad rap. People clown on it for the same reason that I clown on, like, Shoot the Moon, for example, because it can whiff. But, like, the difference is a Hit the Road is, like, I feel like less likely and also less catastrophic. It's less likely to whiff, and whiffing is less bad since it's like a late game piece. Is what I'm getting at. So I don't think it's like 1-to-1 comparable. I clown on Hit the Road because I did it C++ on a ban. Lamau. Familiar sniped my 1 in 8 blue seal. That's fucking tragic, bro. Could be a hieroglyph angle. Probably is a hieroglyph angle if we're like gold staking just to get more red card and especially more hologram value. But on white stake, I just don't think I can be bothered. I don't care about Hit the Road, but I like when people call it HRT. I like Hit the Road if you don't have to rely on it immediately after pickup. Yeah, I feel like that's maybe the best assessment of Hit the Road. Thoughts using a random number generator to name your child, then when you have another, just adding +1 to the end of the name, so A becomes Ab. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Outside of Blueprint and Brainstorm, which do you think is the best negative Joker in terms of tech? Best negative Joker in terms of tech. It's not true whatsoever, but can I be an absolute fucking lunatic and say Splash just because it was the first thing that popped into my brain? Absolutely not true. But it was the first thing that popped into my noodle, and I think there's ever so slightly a little bit of merit to that. I want the death card more than the Hungman, even though I think neither matters. Best negative Joker is Jimbo. Duh. I was typing in Splash and got sniped. What the fuck? Madness on high stakes was what popped into my head. That's kind of fair. Neg Egg, though. I love Neg Egg, unironically. I like Neg Egg way more, though, just because people bitch about it on Reddit all the time. And then I get to swoop into Reddit comment sections and be like, actually, Neg Egg is not... Especially Neg Eternal Egg, or just like Eternal Egg in general. I get to swoop into comment sections and be like, actually, Temperance is a card that exists, so it's actually not as bad as you think, and that makes me feel smart. Which is not something that I get to do a lot since Twitch chat exists. Just kidding. I tried to sprinkle in a +2 there. Surprise Neg Egg is one of my favorite hot potato mod occurrences. Dude, hot potato is so peak. I don't know why people even still make mods for Balatro, man. It's just never going to get better than that. This guy needs to go on Reddit to seek validation. I feel nothing but pity for you, Mike. Hey, at least somebody gets it. At least somebody gets it. I like negative Shoot the Moon. Pulled one last night. Looks pretty. I think the definitive best negative Joker in the game in terms of art is Greedy Joker. No, I'm just kidding. It looks piss-soaked. It's Erosion, 100% in my opinion. Nebula deck, disgusting. Listen, man, I don't like it either, but we got to play all the decks. I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. I also think this shit's ass, but it's not like I woke up today and I was like, wow, I'm so excited to play Nebula deck on stream. It's a necessary evil, bro. Castle looks pretty awesome. Yeah, Castle is also really cool. Castle, I think, gets too much hype, though. Maybe not too much hype, but it distracts from Jokers that are maybe deserving of more hype that don't get as much as they should. Because I think Castle is deserving of a lot of hype. But people only talk about Castle, which is why I talk about Erosion. Also, unironically, any Joker that has this shade of, like, pink has the best negative in the entire game. See Four Fingers negative. Will always be one of the most infuriating negatives for me to get because I hate the playstyle of flushes and I don't like Four Fingers unless I already have a shortcut. However, peak negative. Peak negative. Like, top 3. Can you just save edit this one, please? I really like Negative Obelisk, but I've seen people hating on it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember Negative Obelisk, so I can't really talk on that. In my actual honest opinion, Marble Joker, then Castle, then Satellite, then Erosion in order of pretty negatives. I don't remember Satellite either, but Satellite's got to be some heat. Marble Joker's a crazy take. That one's blinded by just your love of Marble Joker, bro. Marble Joker has, I think, one of the worst negatives in the game. Nah, I can't say that because there are some negatives that are just not notable whatsoever. I think Marble Joker's is a hideous color, but it's at least, like, a serviceable negative. Like, I was playing some Elden Ring last night, and someone joined the Steam stream I have going. I do not know how to turn it off. I still don't know who is watching me. I fear for my life. That's really funny. Negative Marble is honestly pretty sick. I dig it. The Shade of Stone is good. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I ain't gonna lie. I have no idea how easy it is to make Balatro mods, but now I want to make a mod that makes the default look negative and negatives being normal. That'd be kind of funny. I feel like that's like hacking in shiny Pokemon in Pokemon games, though. I feel like negatives would lose their allure if you just played with them for more than, like, 2 days with such a mod. Maybe that's a personal diff, but that's just my 2 cents. I'm not taking Grim. Streamer, genuine opinion, do you think stake unlocks should be global? That way, instead of 120 runs for C+, instead it's 22 runs? I don't think they need to be global. I think the current state of the game is fine. That being said, yeah, I think that would be completely fine. I would enjoy them being global. I wouldn't crash out. if they weren't made global by any means. But if Thunk was like, hey, stake unlocks are global now, I would be like, kick ass. Because it is pretty annoying to have to unlock each stake on every deck individually. I feel like it's just annoying for everybody, because for players who are like turbo sweats like me, it's annoying because I have to play lower stakes like 1,000 times in order to get to the good shit. And then for casual players, if you're like somebody who boots up Balatro like once every Sunday as opposed to like playing it for 20 hours a week like I do, the chance that you care, that you give a fuck about more than like 2 of the decks in the entire game is like minuscule. So I feel like it would, at the very least, make a lot more sense to have global stake unlocks, just so like turbo sweats don't have to worry about like lower stakes that much, and then the casual player can just like pick the decks that they want to play, and that's it. Like I feel like that makes more sense. Again, I don't necessarily have a problem with the way it is now, but yeah, global I think is just like a lot more convenient for everybody for sure. Let's go like this, I guess. Blue seal in the deck, and it doesn't mess with rebate. Negative fortune teller. I do unironically enjoy negative fortune teller quite a bit. Also, look at our money. Get 6-7, idiot. For my first C+ completion, I used a mod to bypass having to unlock all the lower stakes for like the last 2 decks. My first thought was if I can beat it on gold, I can beat it on every lower stake too. Yeah, I mean like truth nuke. Truth nuke. You should buy a block of marble and cast into reality the silhouette of Marble Joker. I think you're vastly overestimating my abilities as like a marble artisan, as it were. Which I guess I appreciate, but also like, nah, I just wouldn't be able to do that, man. Why am I not skipping for red card? It's on white stake. Again, actions don't have consequences, but I am playing like kind of a goober, as they say. Bit of a goofball. I didn't mind doing all the stake unlocks for the first time because I was noob and it was fun learning the game. I guess I didn't mind it my first time either, but I don't know. I also went into the game knowing that A, I was going to stream it in its entirety, and B, knowing that because of that, I wanted to get like 100% in it. I would assume the vast majority of the player base does not care about 100%ing and transitively does not care about unlocking all of the stakes on every deck. Streamer, perhaps you are Marble Joker. Now, see, that's actually a common misconception. But if you look really closely, you might have to like really lean into your monitor or whatever you're using to watch me. But if you look really closely, you'll actually notice that I'm in fact not made of marble. And so transitively, I can't be Marble Joker. Hope this helps. Damn, this is how Goobertron TV plays. -3 minus pi. Why did you make a Goobertron joke? Did you turn your monitor upside down? I think a good change is have it still like current, but then if you beat it later on other profiles, it's unlocked like a New Game Plus kind of feature. Like if you get C+ on profile 1, then 2 and 3 won't have the stake lock. I guess that could be interesting. Sounds like something Marble Joker would say to throw us off the trail. You got me. Spiritually, which rock Joker are you? Stone or Marble Joker? Stone Joker, for sure. Well, here's the thing. I don't really know which one I am, but I'd like to think that I'm Stone Joker because he feels a lot better. Sup, Unk Part 2. What's up, Ben the Genie? Welcome in. Doesn't the unlock all button just mostly solve this anyway, though? Yeah, that's also very fair. That's also very fair. Not in the case of, like, first-time play achievement grinding, but then Balatro purists are going to be... You're going to get the Balatro purists that I get in all of my update videos when I say anything even close to, like... When I mention, like, the negative perishable mechanic that I always have in mind, and you get the Balatro purists that are like, we don't need to make C++ easier. Like, bro, I get it. You want to gatekeep your really hard achievement that it took you, like, a couple 100 hours to achieve, and, like, that's fine and everything, but, like, there's literally 0 things wrong with making C++ easier, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I get it. You want other people to go through it because you put a lot of your time into it and you want other people to feel that. I'm just saying it's not that deep, man. It's a video game about cards and, like, funny jokers. Literally does not... The world keeps spinning if we make a change and it makes the game healthier and it transitively makes C++ marginally easier. Hey, the world keeps on turning, yo. If I had to struggle and suffer, all future generations should as well, and that's literally the mindset, man. That unironically kind of gets my panties into a twist when people say that, man. I get the sentiment, but, like, it's okay for future generations to have it easier, man. That's kind of like how all of society was formed. That's kind of like how you're playing Balatro and even arguing with me about this in the first fucking place. So, like, it's completely fine, man. If somebody has to spend 150 hours as opposed to 220 to get the silly little 100% Steam icon, I think everything's gonna be all right. Hot take. Balatro is not that serious. I don't know what you're arguing about since I just joined, but Balatro is never serious. I'm straw manning my YouTube comments. I like C++ at its current difficulty. I think it's really fun right now. I think I'm agreeing with you. I think C++ is unironically pretty fun right now. I think we are in the vast minority. I think we are in the vast minority. I think if you interviewed the average casual Balatro player and said, do you think C++ is too hard? Pretty much everybody would be like, yeah, that shit's impossible, man. Because it's, especially if you're getting it for the first time and you're not playing the game consistently, aka you're not like a sweat, that shit is like 300 hours baseline. Baseline. As long as they keep misprint the same as a reminder of the consequences of hubris for new players, it's fine. I like C++, but that's because I'm being backseated by goats the whole time. I'm spoiled as fuck. I just like C++, but I also like gold streaking, and that's a very, like, sweat take to have. Like, Balatro sold 10 million copies or some shit. The amount of people who actually like gold streaking is probably unironically less than 0.1% of the player base. That's oftentimes why I go back and forth about the Blue Seal argument as well. Because, like, Blue Seals are inherently extraordinarily strong for gold stake play. But also, like, okay, they're extraordinarily strong for gold stake win streaking. You know what percentage of the player base actually even gives a fuck about gold stake streaking, much less actually gold stake streaks themselves? It is, like, so minute, it's crazy. And so as much as I'm, like, kind of an advocate now for nerfing Blue Seals, I 100% can see the people who are like, they don't need to be nerfed. From a balance perspective, they definitely do, but from, like, a just general gameplay perspective, like, it is the biggest who cares of all time, I think. Is it true that the delayed Grat plus Green Joker enjoyers are psychopaths to be classified on the Interpol database? No! No. Chat, get that guy out of here. Just kidding. I'm not just defending them because I'm one of them. weird that you would even suggest that, but no, that's definitely not the case, man. Thoughts on bassoon? Bassoon's pretty cool. There's like one person that I know that plays bassoon, and they're like a pretty cool person. So, transitively, I guess the bassoon is pretty cool. There was also that one episode of SpongeBob where the dude played bassoon, and him and Squidward were like pretty good friends. That was a good episode. So that's like 2 positive bassoon experiences as opposed to 0 negative ones. So as a whole, I gotta say the bassoon's a pretty based instrument, man. Playing bassoon is hot. Okay, I think we're a little bit lost in the sauce, but I don't know, man. Can I have the crazy take and just say that playing an instrument in general is hot? I feel like it's not entirely disagreeable either. Chat, type 1 if you think playing an instrument is hot, jokes aside. There's got to be some kind of like genuine psychological thing there. It shows that you're passionate about an art, which is oftentimes looked at as a good thing, and it shows that you have like dedication, because playing an instrument is like learning a language. It's something that you'd have to like develop over a time. I feel like there's genuine psychological endorsement that playing an instrument is objectively hot. I'm completely talking out my ass, but I also think that there's like I'm genuinely onto something here. I can see it, I'm just not sure. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Bro said, yeah, with mustard. You're telling me someone being passionate about a hobby usually associated with smarts and class is attractive? Crazy talk? No, I know. It's crazy to me too, but I mean, just imagine it, man. Twitch ate my 0.5. Me when my dog, who is coincidentally named after an Amazon subsidiary, eats my photo that I took of myself with a camera doing goofy shit. I don't know the physics behind it, man. Just give me the +2s. Suboptimal blueprint copies hold our IMO. -1. That was fucking good! What do you mean? That was good. That was not -1 territory. You're just doing that shit to mess with me, man. I used Lear. -2? You guys, that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. Guitar playing isn't hot, though, unfortunately. I feel like that's not true. I feel like traditional quote-unquote rock band instruments are, like, looked at as the most hot, no? I feel like if you polled a random person off the street and you said, what's the hottest instrument? The top answers would be guitar and drums. Followed by, like, maybe bass, if people even know what a bass is. Guitar playing can be hot, but don't date 8 out of 10 guitar players. No, I'm not saying the person themselves, you know, is hot. I'm just saying the skill as a whole, I feel like, is mostly well regarded. I guess we're hexing the raised fist, man. Piano is hot. I would agree. I would agree. My best friend played bass and he always got the ladies. Hot does not equal dateable. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I'm getting at. Have you seen Obsession? I did see Obsession. I thought it was very good. Chat, have I talked about Obsession? I feel like it's a little late to talk about Obsession now. It's been out for, like, pretty long. But it was a good movie. How are the runs going? Pretty par for the course. Just white steak type shit. Welcome in, Jeezy. Any form of percussion, like glockenspiel, is the hottest, though. My ego is so large. Genuinely, playing percussion has not boosted my ego more than anything in my entire life. And I have gotten YouTube videos that have gotten so many internet points, it's crazy. Playing percussion is like the ultimate ego massage. It's actually crazy. Because the crazy thing is you're like the only instrument that both gets glazed by the people in band and gets glazed by the people outside of band. Because the people in band understand that the entire idea of percussion is like, hey, you're like keeping time, and then you're also like adding in like the cool shit, like the glockenspiel and the wind chimes and stuff. And then the people outside of band are just like, hey, he hits things and it sounds good. That's pretty sick. It caters to both parties, man. Does this even win? We're chilling. I'm just yapping at this point, man. Talking about guitars, did you know that for most students and average players, Thunderstruck is not that difficult to pull off? I have heard that quite a bit. I can't confirm it at all because I'm dog shit at playing guitar. I say that like I can even play guitar. I can maybe tell you like what frets correspond to what notes. And that's about as far as I can go with it. And I'm not even talking like all frets. I'm just talking like a couple of them here and there. I haven't seen any of the 2026 indie horror trifecta yet. I should. Obsession, I'm gonna say it. I glazed Backrooms when it came out. I thought Backrooms was really good. I would still definitely recommend Backrooms. I thought Obsession blew Backrooms out of the fucking water, man. Not to say that I thought Backrooms was bad by any means. I just thought Obsession was that good. I thought Obsession was like leagues above Backrooms. I came out of the Obsession theater a changed man. Obsession is great. Me when my name is Bear. +2s, anyone? Come on. Come on. Worst thing about Obsession is Bear fumbled the fuck out of it. Nikki literally was dropping hints all over and even asked him if she liked him. Lamau. Bear's just a dork, man. Bear is the worst part of that entire movie, and frankly, it's not even close. Actually, spoilers territory, mute for like 10 seconds, a little bit more than 10 seconds if you care about spoilers. Spoilers territory. Okay, here we go. The actual worst part of the movie, not gonna lie, Ian, unironically, best character throughout the entire movie until he goes back to Bear's house at the end of the movie. And he's like, yo, bro, I won $1 billion. Okay, couple things, Ian, you fuckwit. First off, brother already knows that, okay? I know $1 billion is like world-changing money, so I know you're probably like not in the right space. Bro already knows that, okay? And then the second thing, Ian has been the smartest and most down-to-earth, not the best morally character. Not the best moral character, okay? Not the greatest moral compass in the movie. But he has been the most down-to-earth and the smartest character throughout the entire movie, okay? Let's do a little bit of math, okay? You got you wished for the $1 billion. You got the $1 billion, right? Okay, so that means that these things aren't farcical, which means that what Bear told you about Nikki is true, and that Nikki is like a fucking crazy person, murderous psychopath, okay? So what do you do the first thing? What do you do the first opportunity that you get? Literally the first opportunity that you get. You go to this house where the confirmed like crazy fucking psychopath is, and you just walk in like everything's gonna be fine. Brother, dude, the amount of aura, I'm not even like remotely kidding. The amount of aura that Ian loses in that like 3-second stint in the movie is unbelievable. Ian goes from being like literally the best, at the very least the smartest, but in my opinion the best character in the movie, to just being a complete fucking loser, man. A complete fucking loser. Like, bro. It was so free, Ian, and you ruined it, man. You ruined it. It was so annoying, bro. Oh my god. Anyway. Spoilers over. That was my my indication to everybody that spoilers were over. Hopefully it went through. Anyway, I don't think we need flashcard. I think we definitely could have bought it. I don't think we need it by any means. But that was unbelievably frustrating. I ain't gonna lie. But as a whole, the movie was fire. Streamer, thoughts on Ortalab? I've actually never played Ortalab. Still have yet to play it. Is it evil to be passive-aggressively spoiling movies people want to watch? What do you mean passive-aggressively? Yeah, I think it's evil to spoil a movie. If the person has indicated to you that they want to watch a movie and that they haven't watched it, I think it is immediately evil to spoil said movie, no matter the circumstance. Unless it's like a fucking 60-year-old movie or some shit. Not even 60-year-old, I'm hyperbolizing. If it's a movie that's came out in the past, like, year, maybe 2 years, and a person has indicated to you that they want to watch it and you spoil it anyway, you're a dickhead. If it's like a 2+-year-old film, 3+-year-old film, or if it's like motherfuckers not wanting to be spoiled on like the first Planet of the Apes, bro, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm still not going to do it deliberately because I'm not a dickhead, but I'm not going to blame somebody for spoiling you on like Rocky 3. You know what I mean? Titanic spoilers, it sinks. All right, get that guy out of here. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Was literally just about to watch that after this stream, by the way. You ruined it, man. Just kidding. Is that a gay fisting after Pride Month is over? True, man. Bro, I was about to book tickets. Thanks for the heads up. It's fucking tragic, man. Watching all of Curry Barker's work without watching Obsession because I can't get an adult to go with me is pure rage bait. That is fair. That is fair. It's unfortunate, man. Balatro spoiler, unlocking C++ kills Jimbo. True. I'd be more surprised if someone didn't get spoiled on Star Wars Episode 4 after all this time. Yeah, that is also a crazy part that nobody ever brings up in those hypotheticals. When people complain about getting spoiled on like Godfather, it's like, bro, how the fuck did you not see any Godfather related media in the I don't even know how many hours since that movie is released? Or hours. Years. That is an ultra good point. For all of his shit, I'm not gonna read it out loud because it's a spoiler chat. I can't even like. I have to disagree with that, man. At the point where you know, I'm trying to keep it ambiguous to not like spoil people who don't want to be spoiled after I said spoilers were over. At the point where you know, man, why? Just why? Like that's just a stupid move. Like, what are you expecting to happen, man? Nothing good is gonna come from that. And you gotta know that. Bear, do you like me? Yes, Nikki, I do in fact like you. The end. Yeah, the bear isn't a dork ending. The bear isn't a complete washed chud ending. After playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, the entire Star Wars lore got spoiled with me with no warning. You know what's actually... I know you're trying to, like, make a joke there, but you know what's actually fucked up is that you could play the entirety of the Battlefront 2 if you didn't touch the campaign, but even if you touched the campaign, there's really only, like, a 70% chance that you get spoiled on something significant that you'll actually pick up on. If you're just playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, like, the online matches, you're not getting spoiled on jack shit, lore-wise. You could grind 1,000 hours in Battlefront 2 online and still probably have literally no clue what happens in the movies, like, at all. When are we going to get a Balatro movie where Jack Black is like, come on, Jack, we need to pull ourselves by the bootstraps and hit the road? I will literally... If we get a Balatro movie and Jack Black stars as Jimbo, I will actually never stream it in my entire life again. If we get a Balatro movie and Jack Black stars as the main character, I will actually become a modern-day Diogenes. I will quit making any societal contributions, and I will just live in a barrel in my local public square for the rest of my life. And you can hold me to that. Because honestly, what is one to do? I'm not even saying that in, like, a bad way. That's just, like... That reality would not be real. Nothing would be worth doing because I would know that everything is just a simulation at that point. So why even bother? Where did the barrel come from? That's the whole Diogenes thing, bro. You don't know Diogenes? They don't teach this shit in school. Any Diogenes fans in here? Type 1 if you're a Diogenes fan and you know what I'm talking about. If no one types 1, I'm going to be immensely sad. I do know. I actually get taught that. So you're telling me... Okay, so what's worse in my head is you're telling me that they teach you who Diogenes is, but they don't teach you that he just sat in a barrel? I feel like that's an... Is that like a myth that I'm perpetuating that's not true? I feel like that's an integral part of his character, no? Am I uninformed? I wasn't paying attention to the stream. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Streamer. No, I mean, it's fine, man, but like... That's really funny. Yeah, I don't think we take a splash. I think we do take a Jolton ticket, though. Hanging Chad, take it. No, I'm not Chad pilled, bro. Wasn't he the only philosopher who wasn't washed? I mean, from a literal sense, probably. Who learned about Diogenes from Salmonella? I don't think you want to know something crazy about me? Is I actually don't think I've ever watched Salmonella in my entire life. Not out of conscientious objection or anything. It's not like a choice that I've made to not watch them. I just don't think I've ever sought out a Salmonella video. I learned about Diogenes from my cousin who was a philosophy major. I learned about Diogenes from my buddy who just like had an affinity for him. Literal and metaphorical truth nuke. I learned it from my philosophy class. Y'all be having philosophy classes in like high school? I wish, bro. I think we get out of the mask. Onk? Fuck no. I watched the first couple Salmonella crossword videos and then forgot about them. See, like, that means nothing to me. I don't even know what that means. That's normal. I go to a special school with different courses. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Talisman. Go next. He has a second channel where he does the crossword every day. Wait, actually. That's so based, if true. Either my PC fan is like cooking or the wind is whipping outside of my house, and I don't know which one it is. Gen Z is about to experience their biggest spoiler cannon event when GTA 6's ending starts leaking all over Twitter, TikTok, YouTube like one day after release. No, I think speaking as a Gen Z, I don't know if you're a Gen Zer yourself, but speaking as a Gen Zer myself, I was not culturally impacted by it because at the time that it came out, I was not super active on social media, nor did I really care about the Avengers franchise. But I think the definitive Gen Z spoiler event definitely has to be like Infinity War Endgame. Has to be, I think. Crossword when circle word walks in. I'm a hashtag crossword connoisseur. That's high-key based. I don't think I've ever done more than like 2 crosswords in my life, but they are pretty fun. It's not out of aversion. I guess I just don't take the opportunity to do crosswords all that often. By the time 85% of people can play it, it's cooked anyway. I never got games gatekeeping like a PC port. Do PC ports really... Do we have any... Not software engineers, but do we have any, like, people in the dev field who can confirm or deny that PC ports actually take that much time, or is it just a marketing thing? I can't imagine that PC ports actually just genuinely take that much time. It has to be marketing. The PC port is projected for 2028, by the way. Yeah, guess what, chat? Unless I blow up overnight, my ass is not buying a PS5 to play GTA 6 on release. I know that literally everybody is going to be playing it, regardless of niche or size. My ass is not going to be playing that on release. I also just don't care about it because I've never played a GTA game in my entire life. Like, get it twisted, I would not be playing GTA because I wanted to play GTA at all. I would be playing it because the numbers would be there. That's literally it. I have a PS5, I'm just not playing GTA 6. I bought my PS5 August last year, 2 days before the first price raise. That is crazy RNG. That shit's like getting the last helicopter out, bro. GTA 5 is just driving in Los Angeles. They won't release it on PC because Rockstar is afraid they would mod the fuck out of it too soon, I think. Why does that matter though? Like, genuinely. Maybe it does matter in the context of like Rockstar games. It's entirely possible I'm missing something. But like, genuinely. Because like all PC games get modded to hell and back when they're released, but I feel like that doesn't impact sales at all. Is it like a piracy thing maybe? Honestly, I think we get rid of the fist for you. I think everything else is just too valuable. At this point, my PS5 is just an expensive DVD player. Mods equals people don't get infinite stuff and don't need to spend money on microtransactions. Is GTA 6 having microtransactions? Am I that out of the loop? It's a fucking story game. What are you possibly spending money on in terms of microtransactions? Yes? Bro, what? Absolutely? Nude mod 1999. All right, never mind. I'm sold. Never mind, chat. I'm sold. I'm buying a PS5 right now, man. For the microtransactions, and they'll get people to buy multiple copies of the game by delaying the PC release. Yeah, that's true. That was right in front of me, and I didn't even really clock it, but that has to be like the majority of the reason. Hot take question mark, GTA as a franchise is insanely overrated, and none of those games were actually good other than maybe San Andreas and Chinatown Wars. I feel I can't evaluate this because I've never played a GTA game in my life. But it's entirely possible if that's true. I think the vast majority of people would disagree with you. But I don't know. Maybe I could be the definitive voice since I haven't played a GTA game. This is like how for when I'm like a big YouTuber and I have like, you know, fuck you amount of followers that'll just watch paint dry. This is why I'm gatekeeping. This is why I'm not drinking Coca-Cola until I have like 100,000 followers, because then I can have a definitive soda tier list. And people will be like, whoa, this motherfucker doesn't drink soda? That's like weird. Even though it's not that weird, I'm not gonna lie. Did you play Red Dead? I have played Red Dead 2. Not in its entirety and not online at all. I just played the story. But I'm like probably a third, maybe halfway into the story of Red Dead 2. And I will say I enjoy Red Dead 2. Don't think it's deserving at all of like the best game of all time status that people constantly give to it. But it's a fantastic game. I'm not even like a big story game like open world guy. And I really enjoy it so far. I think it's very good. I'm 32 and grew up with the series. Crazy popular in middle school, though. I'll give it that. Yeah. Das ist fair. Das ist fair. I have no nostalgia for Rockstar's catalog. No, that's what I'm saying. I just have no interest in GTA. I've never been, to be honest. I kind of want to play the story, but at this point, it's less so because the story is intriguing to me and more so just because I want to see, like, does it live up to the hype? Which, with the amount of glazing that it gets, like, nothing against the franchise whatsoever, because I'm sure, it, like, with it being a Rockstar game, it is probably pretty decent at the end of the game, but with the amount of glaze that it gets on the daily, I don't think it could ever live up to the hype in my eyes. Just because of that's not a swing at the game, but it's more so like it's just been hyped so hard that I think it could genuinely be the best game that I've ever played, and it probably still wouldn't live up to the hype. What is this copying, bro? We're on White Steak, man, with burger. Like, relax. They sell both digital and physical copies of their own microtransactions, by the way. That's how much they want money. The physical shark cards. Don't a lot of games do that, in fairness? I feel like that's not like a GTA typical thing. That's just true. Maybe less so for microtransactions, but that's just true for like all... I mean, even for microtransactions, man. Roblox. I don't know. Personally, I'd recommend you to play it basically because it's literally the most anticipated game of all time. I've never seen something like it before, like gotta see it kind of experience. Yeah, but like, bro, if you're just playing it because it's anticipated and not because you're like expecting it to be... I mean, like, you're expecting it to be good because it's anticipated, but then you're just like throwing money at something, right? Like, I don't know. That just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I might still end up playing it. In honesty, it has been intriguing me as we edge closer to the date. Just because like it is so highly anticipated, but I like full stop, I would not be playing it because I want to experience it. I would be playing it because it's like the most anticipated game at the very least in recent memory, perhaps like ever. That would be the only reason that I would be playing it. It wouldn't be because like, oh man, I want to experience the sequel to the GTA series and experience like what is potentially a really good story and like endearing characters that are really fleshed out and etc. I would be playing it because, hey, this is super anticipated. It would probably do well if I made videos on it, and also there's just like a natural like fascination, I guess, since it's so anticipated. Like, it wouldn't be anything more than that for me. Silksong is tough competition. If we're talking about literally any other game, I'll give that to you. GTA 6, I don't think that's the case. The big difference is, here's why I say that. I think Silksong is only known by people who play games. Silksong is iconic to everybody who plays games and is online. But if you don't play games, or you're like not that online much, or both, you still know what GTA is, more likely. Because it's in that genre of like games that are not strictly made for gamers. You know what I mean? It's in like the, not genre, like strictly, but it's in like the Madden, like Call of Duty genre of games. Like, every gamer anticipated Silksong, but every person anticipates GTA. And obviously every in both of those senses is hyperbole, but like, you catch my drift. Streamer were aware of the boss, right? No, I actually did not peep it at all. I think that's completely fine. Actually, we don't have chips, so that's not super fine, but I think it's still solvable for sure. Excuse me. With over a decade, basically unlimited budget and a ton of experience with those games and the price increase, there's no excuse for it to not come out in a literal perfect state. No game ever is going to come out in a perfect state, but I think that sentence right there is the definitive reason why it's been delayed so long, because they know that. They know that if it is not at least like a 98 out of 100 game, people are going to fucking crash out because it's been like, it's so anticipated. Like, the hype has boiled over so much that if it is not a fantastic game, people are going to be pissed. And I think that's why they're probably delaying it so much, is so that it can be as close to that perfect game as it can be. Because otherwise people are going to freak out, more than likely. Why the fuck did I Emperor there? Hello? I don't think we need this, but I'm going to take it anyway. I feel like Rockstar is already cooked and they're only digging a better grave. I don't know. Like, on the one hand, it's super easy and maybe even super logical to say that, but on the other hand, like, 10 years is a lot of time, man. Especially for a studio of Rockstar's caliber. Like Rockstar kind of, you know, historically makes bangers, right? So it's pretty easy to say, oh, it's not going to live up to the hype, but like they're a studio that's proven themselves. I don't know. Rockstar will not miss with GTA 6. No, I definitely don't think it'll miss. Will it live up to the immense amount of hype? I think that's more debatable, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a miss. It's not going to be like a bad game by any means. At worst, it'll be like a 7.5 out of 10. At worst, if I had to guess. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. And at the end of the day, I am talking out my ass entirely because I don't have that much experience with like Rockstar titles at all. But if I had to guess, 7.5 absolute worst. What is the mod that changes the Steam Deck's color? I'm sorry, Shoto. I saw you in YouTube chat, and I was too invested in the conversation at hand, so I'm sorry for not getting to you. It is the Transspectrals mod, as chat said. Thank you, chat. Apologies, man. At this point, it needs to be a very polished experience. If it's a buggy mess, Rockstar will most likely die. I can imagine how much money they've spent on this game. It needs to do well. Yeah, and they know that, which is, again, I think that's the entire reason why it's been, like, delayed so long, right? Because they know that's the angle. IMO, no shot. I'll think it's worth all the hype. Probably it's not gonna be if you just want my opinion on it. But I don't know. I can't say definitively, but it's been hyped up like so incredibly that I would find it difficult for it to live up to that hype. But it's also Rockstar that we're talking about is what I'm getting at. I'm not even like a Rockstar guy, but like you have to acknowledge that they make bangers. Their remasters recently were really, really bad, so I'm not so confident that GTA 6 is an automatic banger. I mean, true. What other remasters have they had recently since Red Dead? I don't think Red Dead Remastered is a bad game, though. I think it's just bad marketing, right? Because that's literally just a port that they jacked up the price on. I don't think that's like... Or was it a remaster? I thought that was just a report. If it's a remaster, I can see that. But if it's just a port, I mean, that's just a cash grab. Which is, like, morally, you know, maybe not the greatest. But in terms of just game development, I mean, it's entirely possible that they just shat that out to keep themselves afloat while they're working on GTA 6. And since they're working on GTA, they're not, they don't have the resources to invest into that to make it better. Not saying that that's right at all, because it's not, and that was a shite port. And it was fucking stupid to charge 50 MSRP for it, but like, I'm just devil's advocating here. I should be heading out now. Good night, Shock, and good luck with the rest of the runs. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. They released a remaster of the first 3 GTAs, I believe. It was some kind of collection they released within, I believe, the last 2 years. Got you. I did not hear about that, I don't think. So it's entirely possible that that was shit. GTA 6 will sell extremely well. It's still going to get a lot of backlash because it literally needs to live to the hype of being the best video game ever. Oh yeah, 100%. It could literally be the best game ever, and it'll still get backlash just because of how much hype it's gotten. Like, genuinely, I believe that 100%. It could be the definitive best game of all time. And people are still going to clown it just because of, like, there's so much hype surrounding it. GTA is their premium product, and they spent like 10 years developing it. There's no way that it isn't an outstanding game, in my opinion. Hate all you want, but Rockstar is one of the best in the industry, period. That's kind of what I'm getting at. It's like their flagship. Again, not trying to glaze Rockstar at all, but like for them to work on a flagship title this long and something that they know is like so incredibly hyped and so many people are waiting for, and for it to be dog shit. Not saying that it's an impossible thing that could happen, because we've seen it with so many studios where they just like release where like reputable studios release absolute dog shit, but like Rockstar historically has not been that type of studio. So realistically, I don't think GTA 6 is going to be a bad game by any means. By any means. Congratulations on the Mr. Bones white sticker, streamer. Thank you, Abdal. Appreciate you, man. 20 minutes left of stream. Can we fit one more game in? Not really, but like, I don't think we can do much else in 20 minutes. So maybe we just try and speed run. Pizzeria? We could do Pizzeria. That is true. I feel like they could also fumble by getting too money hungry and go down the route they went with GTA 5 off rip, but hopefully not. They're still making hella money from GTA 5, so probably not, but you never know. That's entirely possible. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it plays out at the very least, even if I'm not like personally hyped for the game on like a nostalgia or like, you know, story anticipation level, as it were. Still interested to see, just because it's such a fascinating event. Your average gold stake run is 30 minutes and you're playing white stake. You got the time. Yeah, but since I'm playing white stake, I'm yapping way more. Gold stake is 30 minutes because it's harder, so I lock in. White stake, I'm not locked at all, so I like yap. I'll try and speedrun Abandoned Duck though. We'll just get like a trio right off the bat, and then it'll be wraps. You always go for the full house on Abandoned. Yeah, that's why. Six bones. I mean, Todd is really good. Todd, Steven. I hate this combo, but like we have to. It's Abandoned deck, man. Same, I'll listen to reviews on Kinda Funny or something, but not planning on buying, especially at $80. Yeah, like I said, the only reason that I would be buying it is because the numbers would be good as a creator. Like, if I was not streaming as, like, a job, or, like, making videos as a job, if I was, like, in college right now, and GTA 6 came out, I would maybe watch, like, a streamer play it at the very least, but I would have no interest in, like, purchasing a console in order to play it, especially. Like, the only reason that I would play it is because it would be hype. Not because I have any personal investment. There's a Mercury level. Kind of want the Overstock. I guess you always take the Mercury level, though. That's Gold Stake, though. White Stake, we're still, like, completely fine with this setup for, like, 10 antes. I thought I was in the Discord. You rapscallion. You weren't in the Discord? How could you? Also, Gay Bones. Didn't even acknowledge it, but that's really funny. Business card. Runner's really good on Abandoned. Probably we make a pivot there. Even if we only scale it once per blind, which is entirely possible. 15 chips per round. Still pretty good. Could be Halou over Todd, I think is fine. Magician card, go for a 6 and a 5, I guess. Skip Overstock, it is what it is. Hello? There we go. Not great. Not great. We'll do this. I had one more discard. Did we lose to I? No. We beat I. I took a Bones for I, but we didn't even need Mr. Bones. Again, you know the line by now. White Stake, no consequences. +2. Thoughts on the hate applied to oversleepers? If you are late to things because you oversleep, I think that's the one... Okay, first off, have to address personal biases in place here because I am a chronic oversleeper. I can blame it on my schedule and my job as much as I want, but at the end of the day, I'm a chronic oversleeper. Probably it would take not that much work to fix it, but I like sleeping. What can I tell you? So, extreme personal bias coming into it. Me personally, if you're late to things as a product of oversleeping, that's stinky, and you should get made fun of for that. Outside of that, I mean, the only person who's losing time is you. So, like, if you're okay with it, then, like, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I'm successfully pivoting to Strush with Stuntman in my lineup right now. It's peak, not even checkered. What the hell? What are you cooking up, bro? Love your content, by the way, especially a fan of your fully scripted out videos. Thank you, man. I got another one of those coming out. I have to do like the finishing touches review on it, just make sure that everything looks nice and etc. But I have another one of those coming out either tomorrow or Saturday. And then I'm going to try to have one more before I go on vacation. I go on vacation the 15th. I'm going to try to have one more video out before then. I don't know if it's going to happen. But if I continue the same rate that I've been doing with the videos, then probably it'll happen. I just don't want to, like, guarantee anything. I don't want to get people used to, like, weekly uploads and then, like, suddenly a bigger video takes longer and then people are pissed. You know what I mean? But at the very least, one more is coming out, again, either, I guess, technically today or tomorrow. Friday or Saturday, local time. Hate your content, by the way, especially a hater of your non-scripted videos, /J. I can't believe you. I'll also be on vacation the 15th. That's kind of crazy, man. You better not be following me. That's fucked up. I overslept 9 hours and missed some important things. That's not deserving of the hate, right? Okay, did you oversleep 9 hours total, or did you oversleep 9 hours as in you were supposed to wake up at like 11 and you woke up at like 8? Because those are pretty gargantuan differences. Heater, not hater. A heater is the opposite of a fan, right? Oh, +2 for sneaking that in under my nose. Bro said sure. That's a respectable response, I think. Should we try and go for straight flush and just death like a mid rank? We don't have mid ranks in the context of abandoned deck here, so I think we just pop a priestess. Straight level is fine for right now. Skip. Go next. I was supposed to wake up at 5 a.m. and woke up at 5 a.m. and woke up at 3 p.m. Okay, if we're over... I'm talking I'm a chronic oversleeper by, like, absolute max 3 hours. Absolute max. And that is if I am, like, fucked up, like, bushed tired. If we're oversleeping by 8 hours, again, as a chronic oversleeper, that's a problem. That's a problem. That should be setting off some alarms, man. Again, if you're not missing anything important, then at the end of the day, all it is lost time on your end. And that's for you to evaluate whether you care enough about that to, like, make the change or not. But it sounded like you missed some important stuff, so maybe that's not the greatest. Speaking of chronic oversleeping, I do got to be up by 1 p.m. Damn you, Doc Jackbox. Oh, fuck, man. Doc's stealing my time slot? I can't believe it, bro. My time slot that I don't normally take? And in fact, I'm only taking this time around? Because I need to stream earlier than normal? What? Can't believe you would do that to me. Do you have gold stake on the other decks before abandoned? No, I'm doing white stake on every deck, and then red stake, and then green, and then etc. So I don't have gold on this profile, at least. I don't have gold stake on any decks. But in general, I do have, you know, a couple of gold stakes, as it were. He's totally the one that's stealing the Friday time slot from you, totally not the other way around. Yeah, no, truth nuke. That's fucked up, man. Tell him I said that. Just kidding. I don't want to hang clubs, but like I gotta hang the ends. W voice crack. Adam Malika with the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hope you had a good stream. Many thanks, man. Welcome in, Perry. Raiders, we're working on a new profile, trying to get 100% completion. Not a speed run or anything, just a casual new profile, 100% run. Once again, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a fantastic stream. Let's buff up the clurbs so that we can potentially make that straight flush pivot. I don't think it's going to happen based on the tarots that we've been getting, but we're also in white stake, and we have how many more antes at our disposal. So all that is to say it's entirely possible. Why do we have high contrast diamonds on? Bro, I have my contrast as a Twitch redeem. You can't get mad at me. You got to get mad at chat. Watched your Balatro 2.0 takes. A lot of good takes there. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Many thanks, many thanks. I know, but like you, I'm in agreement, man. I hate high contrast diamonds too. It's just the hand that I've been dealt, +2. Orange cards, you. I used to really fuck with the high contrast diamonds, but yeah, they're like really stinky the more that I play this game. Like, I do not like them. They are rather smelly. And it's not like a faint musk either. It's like local game store, like 7 p.m. tournament stank. Not good. I'd change the contrast, but like I only need another 14K to get VIP. Thoughts on the flea market stench? What even is that, man? I can't play without high contrast, can never tell spades and clubs apart. No, high contrast clubs, don't get it twisted, are a necessity in this game because I have the same exact problem. But low contrast diamonds specifically look so much better. Holy 2 money triggers back to back. That's big. I don't think we need a constellation, man. Like, we could definitely take this, but like, let me keep the hallucinations so that I can get lovers. Perfect. No, that's not what I want, man. And you know it's not. I guess we could take the const over the Steven, though. Let's do that. Okay, never mind. I found someone I love more. Wait, Smeared Joker. Smeared Joker. We could get rid of the gay bones, I suppose. For a Smeared Joker. Hermie? That's fine. Going to sleep early today. Hope you get lots of marble jokers. Thank you, Tyrannus. I'll be off to sleep myself before too long here. Because I do have an early stream tomorrow to make. And my sleep schedule has been, like, kind of not that fantastic these past handful of days. So, gotta really make sure that I don't oversleep for that. That would be awkward. That would be awkward. Are we able to only high contrast the clubs but not diamonds? Yeah. You are. It's per suit. It's per suit. That's entirely possible. I saw you on Tabletop Sim pretty late last night. I actually wasn't even playing with anybody when I hopped in. I was in Tabletop Sim for like maybe half an hour tops. I was actually goldfishing on Tabletop Sim because I just got tired of goldfishing. I thought it was 40K, which is why I played a pair. I'm a dumb chud. I just got tired of goldfishing in like the native Architect menu, so I whipped up a solo tabletop game to goldfish. I'm in the settings. When I check or uncheck a specific suit, it changes the option of all the suits. Is this a Steam modded thing? Wait, hang on. That's entirely possible, I suppose. Is this like a Malverk thing? Because all my stuff is on high contrast as well, but like if I tick diamonds to low, everything else is high. Maybe this is mod integration and I just never knew. Can we get some recon on this in chat? That's different than the vanilla option? Interesting. Oh, maybe it's Galder then. Maybe it's the deck UI mod. It's probably the UI mod. It's probably Galder. I didn't even think of that, but that makes sense, I suppose. Neptune card. It's Steam modded? Gotcha. I guess we could hang 2 red 10s if we're hanging the ends. That is technically the ends in this context. Let's go for one of these. I just checked my mobile Balatro. It is 1 setting. I never noticed that that was 1 setting. That's crazy. I feel like a turbo idiot. Okay, we got another straight flush cooking. I have no value in the deck. I don't know why I even bothered to cycle there. Nice molt card. Definitely should be per suit. Yo, like, jokes aside, I would have put that in my in my update video that it should be per suit if I knew that that wasn't a native feature. Because that's crazy that that's not base game. Local thunk will hear this convo. Truth nuke, dude. Definitely a good option. Yeah, man. Six, 5, 4. Holy crap, man. Cannot click buttons. Please, for the love of God, change to low contrast diamonds. Yeah, I got you. I appreciate that. Redeem. So much better. 100% agree. I don't know how I played with low contrast diamond or with high contrast diamonds for so long, man. Low contrast diamonds are just so much better. They're leagues above. I'll fool for a Neptune. Honestly, at this point, it's probably more intuitive to fool for a chariot, but I mean, either is going to be fine at the end of the day. There's streets ahead, you could say. True. This is a strush run. It's so optimal. Truth nuke. As are all strush runs. Kind of weird that you would even say that. 2 minutes left in stream. Oh no. Oh God. It's going to be close. Yeah, we're going to overshoot it by a little bit, but that's okay. As long as I go to bed, like, right away, which might not happen because I do kind of need a bite to eat, but as long as I go to bed in, like, a somewhat timely fashion, we'll be fine. I play so much Balatro, I forget that IRL clubs and spades are the same color and hearts and diamonds are too. Like, what do you mean diamonds are red? Hey, 10th blank unlock. Got the antimatter. Give me that full straight flush level. Bruh. Hallucination lock in. Even though you just gave me a fool, which is like one of the best tarots in the game. You're still dog shit because you didn't proc both times. I hate you. A cadaver. Bang. Keep the glass card. Ass. Presumably ass, with the caveat that it could maybe be good. God, the high contrast hearts just look so whack too. That's probably a crazy take, but bro, it makes sense. They look so I should say the term use more, it's silly. I like a use here and there. I have a friend who overuses the term use, though, so I like it a lot less than probably the average individual does. How many 7s do I have? No way I bottom decked 4 7s in the bottom 9. If this was like a needle angle, I would actually be like smashing my keyboard over my knee. I just refuse to believe 3 7s in the bottom 5. That's crazy. That's revolting. Used to chumps who a gold stake streaking. The only high contrast I like is clubs. All the other ones are buns. I literally only use high contrast so that way I don't confuse my clubs and spades. Yeah, I agree. 100%. I think the optimal lineup, I think that's the biggest truth nuke of all time. I think the optimal lineup is high contrast clubs and everything else looks immensely better on low contrast. Especially diamonds, but also the spades and hearts. The difference is kind of minuscule for spades and hearts. So it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I would still rather have the low contrast spades and hearts for sure. Death Fool from the hallucination? I could kiss you. Holy shite. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm just gonna use these both as like quasi suit changers. You can't stop me. bro. I'm gonna bottom deck 7s again, aren't I? I actually would have full-on crashed out. Streamer didn't take the speculative anti-3 Chad for anti-7 photo. This is why we listen to me. We're playing White Stake. Why would I take a Chad, man? This White Stake does not need Chad. At all. We're chilling. I just came into the stream and noticed holy flush, straight flush run. Yeah, man. Well, it's White Stake, so it's not like super duper crazy, but it is still a fun time. Don't get it twisted. Bruh. I'm selling the justice for the moon. Call me a madman. Me when I'm like a DC villain? I don't know, man. That hallucination is locked in, though. It feels like it hit 5 or 6 times in a row. The secret is that hallucination is actually always locked in, like, jokes aside. Hallucination is a goddamn trooper, dude. I often say that Shortcut is the most underrated Joker of all time for Gold Stake. I think there's a genuine case that you could make that Hallucination is the most underrated Joker of all time at common rarity. Hallucination is so sexy, man. Justice. That works. Shout out to the Windows Run menu, by the way. Buy the BTW. That's crazy. An unsung hero for Five Nights at Freddy's save editing. Shout out. I feel like Splash or Sly are more underrated by pure utility, but Hulu is great. Sly, I could definitely see. What are you using Splash for, man? I think Splash is perfectly rated. I don't know. I also underrate Splash. I think you do know. I think you just think that you underrate it. I think it's okay that Splash is dog shit, man. To be TBH, for your FYI, and by the BTW are some of my favorite phrases ever in my IMO. I think all of those get mogged by SMH my head, I'm not gonna lie. The term underrated is overused and overrated. I would disagree. If you said that about the term overrated, I would agree. I think underrated is an overrated, or is a... I would say overrated is an overrated term and an overused term. I would say underrated is properly used. Maybe overused, but properly rated as a term. I'm more a fan of shaking my SMH. Nah, I like SMH my head way better. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, GG on the abandoned deck. All right, that's all the time I got if I want to like wake up on time. Redeem blank 10 total times. We redeemed it 12, which isn't gonna make sense in the context of anything, but remember we redeemed it on challenge deck. I would assume more than twice, but I guess not more than twice. Overrated is also overused and overrated. Yeah, see, like that I agree with. Who cares about sleep? JKW streams. Sizangle. Is Sizak streaming? Sizak playing Blueprints, I would assume? Or is he streaking? Also, let me stop the timer and let me DM myself 1603. We'll round down. Timer purists are going to crash out about me rounding down, not noticing that... Excuse me, not noticing that the timer is already completely fucked. Ranked multiplayer grinding, in parentheses, speedrun is dead. Wait, did they kill speedrun? Oh my god, I might have to get back into ranked multiplayer. Did they murder speedrun? All right, we'll rock a Sizak raid. If you don't know Sizak, Major League Balatro player, he's the GOAT. Does a lot of ranked multiplayer, also does a lot of Balatro in general. He's been playing Blueprints as well a little bit recently. So if you like any of those, give him a follow. Let me know. Well, he's going to know that I sent you. I was going to say let him know I sent you. He's going to know because he'll get the raid notification, but I digress. Very cool guy is what I'm getting at. Please give him all of the love and support that you can. Very, very, very awesome, wholesome guy. W voice crack. Anyway, good night. Good night, chat. My first live stream of yours. Awesome stream. Appreciate you, man. Hope that you can make it back for another one. Thank you for pulling up. Chat, as a reminder, exclamation mark for the Discord, or if you're in the YouTube stream, you can go to the description and the Discord link is in there. As a reminder, I plugged the Discord because the announcements channel has the schedule changes and stuff like that. As a reminder, early streams tomorrow, 1 p.m. CST. Early stream Saturday, 1 p.m. EST, because I have 4th of July activities going on both of those days. Are you fucking kidding me? I just joined. My bad. Tee. So join the Discord to get notified of future schedule changes, and remember those schedule changes for the foreseeable future. Anyway, chat, stay safe, sleep well, and have a good one. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Go show Sizak some love. Bye-bye.